in love with this revitalized franchise, a franchise that appeared to be in big trouble just 2 years ago. Hi, everybody. Marv Albert along with Paul McGuire. And for the Patriots, Paul, it's now been 3 straight wins after the 2 straight losses in those opening shootouts. And they have been sparked by the terrific play of their 22-year-old quarterback, Drew Bledsoe.
Marv, I'm very impressed with Drew Bledsoe. And I'll tell you what, I talked to him this week, and he said, hey, look, I'm seeing everything on the field now. The game has slowed down for me, which tells me now he can read defenses and he can put the ball exactly where he wants to put it.
And the Raiders, on the other hand, with that record of 1 up and 3 down, what has happened to this club?
Well, you got Hostetler, and he looks out to the outside and he sees a world-class track team. Marvin, the one thing he wants to do is throw the ball down the field. Well, in order for the Raiders to win, to get it back on track, they have to do 2 things. They have to run the ball, which is obvious, but the other thing is throw shorter patterns.
And the Raiders have won the toss, and they will receive. Pat O'Neill, the rookie from Syracuse, getting set to kick it away to the Rocket. And Alexander Wright, a couple of guys with tremendous speed, but there will be no kick return. Ismail will stay in the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. A look at that Raider offensive line and their performance on the disappointing side. Perry, Wisniewski, Mosbar, Gogan, the one-time Dallas Cowboy, and Wilkerson. The quarterback is Jeff Hostetler. The running backs are Tyrone Montgomery and Tom Rathman. And as Paul mentioned, they would like to get something going in the running game. Wright, Brown, and Glover at the receivers. When they go 3 wide, the Rocket comes on along with Jet. Hostetler will throw on 1st down. He could not find anybody, and then goes short range to the tight end, Andrew Glover. A pickup of 4. He was met by Dwayne Sabb. Hitz, Goad, and Jones are up front for the Patriots. Tremendous game last week against the Green Bay Packers for Chris Slade, who came up with 2.5 sacks in the secondary. Smith and Hurst at the corners. Barnett and Guyton are the safety man. When they go to the dime, the extra defensive back, Ricky Reynolds, along with Corwin Brown. It's a 2nd down and 6, and it's to the ground for the fullback, Rathman, who is stopped. Picked up a couple on the play. Slade and Brown combined to make the stop.
You got to the 30. That should be a 1st down. Once you touch it, you're in.
And it is a 1st down for the Raiders. Looked like Jeff Hostetler is having some difficulty with the radio communication. Jeff Hostetler, in his 11th season out of West Virginia. He played 7 years for Bill Parcells when Parcells was head coach of the Giants. It is a 1st down at the 30. And again, a short-range attempt intended for the running back, Tyrone Montgomery. Paul, there was a question about Hostetler's arm the first couple of games this season. His passes were weak and wobbly, but he's come on the last 2 games, and Art Shell feels that it may have been lack of preseason work at the start of the year contributing to the arm problems.
Well, and he really loves to throw the ball deep, and so far they really haven't been able to do that, and that's why I think they question his arm.
It is a 2nd down and 10 at the 30. Hostetler throws the bullet. Nice catch made. A diving catch by Tim Brown. And now it is ruled. Apparently ruled incomplete.
Well, the official on top of it rolled it complete. And then as he went down, the back judge comes up and says that it wasn't caught. Here comes Brown, number 81. He's going to hook up at about the 40-yard line. Hostetler throws the ball to his outside, away from the defensive back. Now watch this. Does he have it? No, he doesn't. The ball comes out. As he's bringing the ball in, watch what the ball does. He's bringing it in, the ball's coming out. He never had control. That's a great call.
It's a 3rd down and 10. Jeff Hostetler, very effective this season in 3rd down situations. A penalty flag has been tossed. Hostetler could not find anyone. Another flag thrown. Hostetler diving for the 40-yard line. He did the 40 for the 1st down. He was covered up by Corwin Brown.
Well, the first flag is offside against the Patriots. That we do know. The second flag may be a holding penalty. And if that's the case, Kevin Gogan might have been the culprit.
Referee today is Ed Hockley,
number 66.
There was a double foul on the play. Offside by the defense, the nose tackle. Holding by the offense, number 66. The penalty's offset. We'll replay third down.
Yeah, as Hostetler was running with the ball, Gogan was holding.
Yes, Gogan called for the hold, and Goad was called for the offside. And we'd like to welcome those of you who are watching the Jets and the Indianapolis Colts. The Jets bouncing back from the bad loss to the Cleveland Browns last week with the 16-6 win over the Indianapolis Colts. Marv Albert, Paul McGuire from Foxborough Stadium. 2 minutes have gone by with no score. Raiders now have a third down and 10. Hostetler able to stand in there, then his pass went too high and through the hands of the tight end, Andrew Glover, who was covered by the corner, Ricky Reynolds.
You know, first of all, you take a look at Hostetler. In this drive so far, he hasn't thrown the ball well. Now here comes Slade upfield, coming to the outside on Perry. But Hostetler really has all the time that he wants to throw the ball. Slade is there late. The ball's gone. Hostetler has not been on target with one ball.
Jeff Gossett will punt from his 15-yard line. He'll punt away to Ray Crittenden, the second-year man from Virginia Tech. So the Patriots will touch the ball for the first time. Fair catch called by Crittenden. And a flag has been thrown. It's a 32-yard punt by Gossett. But let's see what the flag is all about.
Well, if it's against the Raiders, New England refused it, obviously. Yeah, legal man downfield. I mean, you're at the 38-yard line. You don't get much better position than this.
A member of the kicking team was downfield before the ball was kicked. The penalty at number 37. The penalty is declined.
So we'll set the New England offense, an offensive line that hasn't done it in terms of the running game. Armstrong, Kratch, Giesler, Skeen, and Harlow. The quarterback for the Patriots is Drew Bledsoe. Off to the sensational start. Butts and Turner, the running backs. Butts last week against the Packers, only 10 yards on 7 carries. Vincent Brisby had a superb game last week. 6 catches, 2 touchdowns against Green Bay, and Ben Coates, the #1 receiver in the AFC. When they go 3 wide, Leroy Thompson and Ray Crittenden check in. A first down for the Patriots from their 38.
You know, I had a chance to talk to Al Davis of the Raiders before the game. Marv said one thing he's really concerned about is the defense of this football team. That is where they've really not stepped up.
And Anthony Smith, the defensive end for the Raiders, telling us the key is to get to Hostetler early to try, or rather to Bledsoe early to try and rattle him, but Bledsoe completes to the tight end, Coates. And we'd like to welcome those of you who have been watching Miami and Buffalo. The Buffalo Bills defeating the Miami Dolphins 21-11. So Miami and Buffalo are now each at 4 up and 2 down. Marv Albert, Paul McGuire from Foxborough, New England, with the ball for the first time. LA Raiders had a punt away. Bledsoe completing on his first pass attempt. Now goes to the ground for Marion Butts. Stopped by the outside linebacker, Winston Moss. A look at that Raider defense. The defensive ends have not been as effective as Art Shell would like. Chester McLaughlin has played well inside. The linebackers, one change. The rookie #1 draft pick, Rob Fredrickson, starting for Aaron Wallace. On the outside on the left, Beekert in the middle, Moss on the right side, and Albert Lewis, the one-time Kansas City Chief, is in the starting lineup. Lionel Washington comes on now as the nickelback. 2nd down and 6, again to the ground, and again it's Butts, and he's stopped. Stopped up the line. Stopped by Greg Beekert, second-year player out of Colorado.
Well, we're seeing another 44. On the Raiders side, carrying the ball, Tom Rathman, number 44, really didn't pick up any yardage. And here we are on the other side with Butts, number 44 for New England. They're not running the ball very well. Neither one of these teams have really been able to run the ball, but there have been games that were like blowouts. They couldn't afford to run the ball. They had to throw, but when they had to, they can't.
And And Leroy Thompson has checked in for the Patriots with his 3rd down and 6 at the Raider 47. Bledsoe's pass incomplete, intended for Kevin Turner, who is covered by the rookie Rob Fredrickson. So the Patriots will be forced to punt.
Rob Fredrickson, that was excellent coverage on Turner. He had him man-to-man and was all over him. There's no place for Bledsoe to throw the ball. And also the defensive secondary. The coverage down there was great. Bledsoe had no place else to go but to the back.
Rob Fredrickson, an outside linebacker at Michigan State. He has been moved inside and now back outside, replacing the starter Aaron Wallace. And here's the punt by O'Neal. Tim Brown is back and lets it go. So they'll bring it out to the 20. It will go down as a 47-yard punt. Paul, we were talking with head coach Art Shell last night and asked, is this a desperation game for the Raiders? And he would not use the word desperation, but he said the players say it's a sense of urgency.
Same thing, isn't it? I mean, they
pretty
have to win
close.
a football game. They're 1-3. You know, you're looking at it. You start out 1-4. When was the last time this team was 1-4? Probably when Al Davis coached, huh? Somewhere back in there.
Well, if the Raiders lose today and they go 1-4, it would mark their worst start in 30 years. The 1964 Raiders lost their first 5 games, and it was back in the head coaching days of Al Davis. Running backs are Rathman and Montgomery. Raiders from their 20-yard line. Tyrone Montgomery. And it's obvious that both teams who have struggled with the run are trying to establish something early. Tim Goad and Vincent Brown making the stop on Tyrone Montgomery. It'll be a 2nd down and 6 at the 24-yard line.
Well, when you look at it, here it is, the NFL, the average per game is 102 rushing, 3.8, and the Raiders and the Patriots are really at the bottom of the list.
Brown to the left, right to the right, 2nd and 6. Hostetler looking deep, and it is caught by Alexander Wright, covered by Maurice Hurst, and that is good for 27 yards.
Boy, you look at the protection here. Hostetler has all the time he wants to throw this pass. And Wright, look at, he is out there one-on-one on Maurice Hurst. There's no help for Hurst. He's all by himself, and Wright outruns him, but the pass is perfect. You know, I look, that first running play that the Raiders came out in this series, they had Rathman go one way and Montgomery go the other way. I mean, there's confusion in their running game.
Raiders now have a 1st down at midfield. Back to the ground. It's Harvey Williams. Harvey Williams signed as a free agent after 3 years with the Kansas City Chiefs. On the disappointing side with the Chiefs, never did it consistently. Williams stopped by Collins and Barnett.
You know, when you look at the stat sheet at the beginning of this year and you look at the Raiders, I mean, there's a team that a lot of people picked to be in the Super Bowl. Well, if you look at the stats, very few of these guys show up anywhere.
Archell telling us last night some of his players may be guilty of reading the clips a little too frequently. That's Tom Rathman, who has been a member of 2 Super Bowl championship teams, spent 8 years with the San Francisco 49ers, signed with the Raiders as a free agent.
Watch this, Marv. I just want watch Rathman. Just watch 44. There's no hole. Look at it. He goes there. There's nothing there. Let me go back over here. There's nothing over there. I mean, there's just where they're going to run the ball. There is no hole there. Nothing at all.
Rathman to the sideline, replaced by the wide receiver James Jett. Brings up a 3rd down and 3. 8.5 remaining in this first quarter with no score. Hostetler, incomplete, but a flag throw.
He got another holding penalty.
Hit from behind by Hurst.
You got another holding penalty. That's why he has all that protection. I mean, he does have, Hostetler has an awful lot of time to throw the ball, and when you got all that speed on the outside.
By the offense, number 76, the penalty is declined. Brings up 4th down.
Back to the left guard, Steve Wisniewski called for the hold.
You know, here's that Russian graphic again. You know, I mean, this thing here is kind of scary when you have two teams that can throw the ball that well. The running game should set up the passing game. There's two teams that they both have a passing game and absolutely no running game.
And now Jeff Gossett will punt for the second time from his 43-yard line. Ray Crittenden is back deep. And he shanked it. Carries out of bounds inside the 10. That'll go down as a 33-yard punt. He'll take it. It's inside the 10. Our staff providing some New England style ambiance for us here.
Reminds me of the Citadel, Marv.
Of course.
Those uniforms, you know.
Those are throwbacks?
Yeah, those are throwbacks. They're going to the Citadel. My old coach at the Citadel, Al Davis.
Who actually had some nice things to say about you and your play at the Citadel. Patriots start out from the 9-yard line, and it's butts. Stopped by Greg Biekert. The New England Patriots off to their best start in 7 years, and they're hoping to match last year's 4-game win streak. Wins over Cincinnati, Detroit, and Green Bay. The losses to Miami and Buffalo in those 39-35, 38-35 wild ones right at the start of the season.
And they don't want to get into that kind of a contest today with the Raiders.
2nd down and 7. Butts with a 3-yard advance. Penalty flag down. Again, it's Butts. Marion Butts fighting his way out to the 15. He was met by Albert Lewis.
Offside of the Raiders are offside. You know, these are running plays that you use in the 4th quarter when you're up by 20. You want to run the clock out. These aren't going anywhere. They're really not.
You know, that punt by Gossett was ugly, but it did the job. 33-yard punt. It pinned the Patriots down. They have started at the 9-yard line.
He does that.
Offside by the defense. Number 91 jumped into the neutral zone before the snap.
He likes to punch the ball into the corners. This is Chester McLaughlin. Boom. In the neutral zone.
Chester McLaughlin, 6'4", about 310 pounds, a massive defensive lineman. Also has speed and quickness. And it's Kevin Turner being driven back. Let's see where they spotted. Biekert and McLaughlin combined to make the stop. Turner needed 2 for the first down.
You know, you mentioned earlier about Anthony Smith, number 94 for the Raiders, not having a very good year, only 1 sack. He's going to change some things, you know.
Yeah, he said that he has to go back to his old style. New England picks up the first down. Anthony Smith, the past 2 years, coming up with 25.5 sacks. Despite his part-time status, led the Raiders last year in sacks with 12.5, but only 1 thus far. First down for New England at the 19-yard line. Play action. Effectively done, but Bledsoe was off the mark. The pass intended for the tight end, Ben Coates. And it sets up a 2nd down and 10.
All right, here's Anthony on Bruce Armstrong. Number 78. Watch this. Anthony, I think he had pass responsibility here because that technique, if that's his new one, isn't very good. I think the old one might work a little bit better than that one did there.
Looking at a Raider defensive line that in recent years also had a fellow by the name of Howie Long, along with Greg Townsend. It's now Harrison, Ball, McLaughlin, and Smith, and we'll see some of Scott Davis. Butts. And Butts stopped by the combination of Jerry Ball and Greg Biekert.
Butts just ran into the wrong hole. If he would have slid just a little bit more to his left, there was a hole there. He just has to follow Turner into the hole. When you see Butts, watch here. I'll show you something, Mark. We're going to hold this in a second here. Here, you see Butts here? If he comes here instead of in here, he's got an opening. Take a look. Here he comes. He goes up into the hole where the Raiders are.
It's a 3rd and 6, and Leroy Thompson now in the backfield. That was intended for Thompson, who's complaining that he was held. Rob Fredrickson providing the coverage. And again, the Patriots not able to get anything going. Bledsoe, 1 of 4, 11 yards. We were talking about Bledsoe's performance in the early going with that man, Bill Parcells, and he said if there's any flaw at this point that he's seen is the fact that he gets off to slow starts, that he's unsettled early.
Well, that time he had the Raiders where he wanted them, I thought, because the Raiders were blitzing. He had a full-scale blitz and one-on-one coverage, and he couldn't find an open man.
Tim Brown is back.
Look out.
Hill's punt handled by Brown. The blocking setting up beautifully, and Brown is able to accelerate back into New England territory. Corwin Brown made the tackle, 54-yard punt and a 29-yard return. Welcome back to Foxborough Stadium. 5:42 to go in the first quarter. The Raiders and Patriots are scoreless, and the Raiders get it back. First down from the 46-yard line after that beautiful run back on the punt return by Tim Brown. Play action for Hostetler, and he will go deep. And completes to the Rocket. Ismail put the brakes on and beat Rod Smith for a 38-yard pickup and a 1st and goal for the Raiders.
This looked like a punt. I'm telling you, the ball hangs up in the air. Watch the Rocket here. Ismail, when he comes down here, here's Smith, and Smith is looking at the ball. But the Rocket sees it. He knows it's going to be short. He just holds up. Watch this. Up in the air. Smith had no chance. Great adjustment by the receiver.
1st and goal at the 8-yard line. Harvey Williams trying to dance his way behind Tom Rathman, but he's stopped. Stopped by the combination of Slade and Hurst.
They're going to get in the end zone down there. They're going to have to throw the ball. Or some type of a bootleg. Because the defensive linemen are just sitting there at home. They're waiting on the run. So if he runs some kind of a fake, a bootleg to get outside, get himself outside Hostetler, it would open it up for either the tight end or a back.
Hostetler 3 of 7 for 69 yards. 2nd and goal at the 8. Hostetler looking for the end zone. Could not find anyone. Excellent coverage. Then fires, and it's picked off in the end zone by Rod Smith. Well, Paul, he forced it. He did not want to throw, and then he gambled.
Well, he stepped up into the pocket. He makes a good move, Hostetler, getting away. Watch this now. He comes up. The pressure's on. No place to go. Now he comes up into the pocket. When he does this now, he goes back to the outside. You throw the ball away. If you have no one to throw the ball to, throw it away. Don't throw it into a crowd.
Just a moment ago, Rod Smith, the second-year man from Notre Dame, came up with his 2nd interception of the season, and the Patriots take over at the 20-yard line. Now, let's see what the ruling is. It will be called an incomplete pass. Butts, the intended receiver. It'll be a 2nd down and 10.
All right, here it is now. Does Butts have control of the ball? Here's the ball in his hands. Comes down with the ball. He has control. This is a fumble. I mean, this is a terrible call because not only they say your feet have to come down and have control, he has total control of the ball. He gets whacked by Winston Moss, number 99. It was a fumble.
Instead, a 2nd down and 10 at the 20. Bledsoe now only 1 of 5 for 11 yards. Look out. And here come the flags. Number 54 is Greg Beekert.
When you get yourself committed, you're on a run. There's no place to go but straight ahead.
Encroachment by the defense, number 54. 5-yard penalty. It remains 2nd down.
Now, see, I'm going to tell you something about officials that bothers me sometimes. They can overrule when they say, well, it isn't a catch, all right? But that thing there, I mean, someone else had to be able to see it. It was in the open field. You could see Butts clearly catch the ball, come down with it, then take the hit.
It is a 2nd down and 5 at the 25. And the Patriots with the double tight ends, John Burke joining Ben Coates. Play action by Bledsoe. And he just looked to throw it away. In the area, Kevin Turner. It brings up a 3rd and 5. And Bledsoe is now only 1 of 6 and 0 for his last 5. Drew Bledsoe, the most productive quarterback in the NFL, and named the AFC Offensive Player of the Week for his performance a week ago in the game against the Green Bay Packers. Now Michael Timpson is split wide to the right side for this 3rd and 5.
Here come the Raiders.
And Bledsoe goes up the middle. Penalty flag is thrown. Timpson with a 1st down, stopped by the free safety, Eddie Anderson. It's good for 20, but a penalty marker is on the field.
And it's against New England Patriots holding, and they're going to bring it back. Timpson, there was a blitz on,
Holding,
and when you go blitz,
offense number 67, 10-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
Okay, we're just going to go back 2 lines.
it's Geisler is the center here on this play. Now he's right here in front of Bledsoe. Now watch when he goes when the man comes by. Here comes the takedown. That's Chester McLaughlin. He takes him down. He grabs him. The official is right there. Here's the official. Watch this. Flag comes out. Hello. Bing. I'm going to telestrate everybody today. I got officials. I got people in the stands. I'm going to telestrate. I love this thing.
It is a 3rd down and 15 back at the 15-yard line. And Bledsoe off the mark. He is really facing the pressure. The pass intended for Crittenden. They have been in the face of Drew Bledsoe right throughout this 1st quarter.
Chester McLaughlin again, Marvin. I mean, he just comes. He is flying upfield. They didn't even slow him down. Watch 91, Chester McLaughlin. He is there. Bledsoe had to throw the ball away or be sacked back at about the 4-yard line.
We're seeing the Raiders blitz a bit more than usual.
Well, what did Anthony Smith say to us? He said, we've got to get into Bledsoe's face early.
And the punt from Pat O'Neill, and just did get it off. Tim Brown at the 40, picking his way, and then is spun around and batted out of bounds by Corwin Brown, and looks to be a late hit.
Well, you're going out of bounds, and one thing you do when you're going out of bounds, the officials there, Corwin Brown, number 30, just throws him after he's out of bounds, and that's where the flag comes. You've got to know where you are on the field. These are dumb mistakes.
49-yard punt, another good one for Pat O'Neill, and a 20-yard return by Brown.
Tack on 15 more.
That's Corwin Brown, second-year player from Michigan.
Unnecessary roughness, late hit out of bounds by the kicking team.
Takes it down to the 29-yard line. I mean, you're having enough trouble now. You've got to really know where you are, Marv. Now watch number 30, Corwin Brown on Brown. Right here, he grabs him. Now he's out of bounds. Now watch. Now he slings him. You don't do that. You don't do that. And Bill is not happy. Bill Parcells. Well, there's one guy, you know, even when he's nice, he's scary. You know that? He really is.
Bill certainly enjoys applying the needle at all times. 1st down at the 29, a big hole for Harvey Williams. Gets to the 25, tripped up by Vincent Brown, the inside linebacker. So the Los Angeles Raiders with another good opportunity. They went down to the 8-yard line, had a couple of cracks at it. Then Hostetler was intercepted by Rod Smith, and now have a 2nd down and 6 at the 25.
I still think the way that the Patriots are playing, any kind of a screen pass would work against them.
Williams once again try to weave his way. Paul, a question for you. Why is the government searching for Bigfoot? Well, you can find out tonight on Unsolved Mysteries at 7, 6 Central, right here on NBC. You don't have to answer that question. In fact, we'd appreciate it if you
I'm
would.
not going to. I love that show.
It's a 3rd and about a yard. Double tight ends, Glover, along with Williams. And it's Harvey Williams into the pile. We'll have to see where they spot it. Todd Collins, Vincent Brown try to stuff him.
I'm going to tell you, Marv, this is really scary. When you have, I mean, you've got an experienced offensive line as big as these guys are, and you can't move that pile 1 yard, I mean, it is now 4th down, and it looks like they're going to go for it. They haven't even talked to the kicker yet. They're going to eventually probably going to have to take a timeout.
Well, this is not quite the same situation as a week ago, but Raider fans aware of Art Shell going for it at the end of the half rather than go for a field goal and a move that backfired. First, the timeout is taken. We'll be back in a moment. NFL Commissioner Paul Tagliabue on hand, visiting with the owner of the New England Patriots, the new owner Robert Kraft. For the commissioner, his first visit to Foxborough Stadium since back in 1991 when he presented John Hanna with his Hall of Fame ring. Bob Kraft, a very popular figure these days in the New England area. I got a kick out of watching him before the game, shaking hands with fans, and
thought he was running for governor.
Yes, he might be able to.
You know, you better be winning when you go down there and you get mix yourself with the fans, you know. And they are 3 straight.
Yes, there has been a football renaissance here in the Boston area. Yesterday was Boston College once again doing it to Notre Dame, and today the love affair with the rejuvenated Patriots continues. This franchise down so low in esteem only 2 years back. Certainly the baseball and NHL inactivity has added to the interest, but the fact that people believe the Patriots are a quality team on the rise has certainly contributed. Bob Kraft making the rounds prior to the start of the game, working the crowd very effectively, and they have responded.
You notice on that right hand there are no rings or watches either, boy. You know, you don't put your hand in there and come back without your diamond.
Yes. It's 4th and less than a yard for the Raiders with 1:39 to go. First quarter, no score. Rathman and Bunch now the running backs. Jared Bunch, one-time New York Giant. And a handoff to Rathman, who's turned back. Again, it's Todd Collins, and that gets the crowd going.
This is a great stick. Collins just steps up. Watch this. Into the hole. Bam. Right there. He just slides off the guard and right into the hole for a loss. For a loss. Here he comes. This guy right here. Watch him just. He's going to slide off right here and just make the play right in the hole. He slides right off the tackle and the guard right there. A great play. Woo.
And the Patriots take over at their 21-yard line. Second back coming through, Leroy Thompson. And he's stopped by Rob Fredrickson. Leroy Thompson, usually the 3rd down specialist. One-time Pittsburgh Steeler in his 4th season at Penn State.
I'm going to say this early. This is one of those games, I don't think you should work on your running game. They're not running the ball very well at all. I mean, it's just either team.
And a flag was thrown. The call against the Raiders.
This is the easiest way to move the ball against the Raiders is get them to commit some penalties.
It is a first down, a 1st and 5 for the Patriots from their 26-yard line. Bledsoe with the time. The intended receiver, Michael Timpson, who was step for step with the left cornerback, Terry McDaniel. And Bledsoe is now 1 of 8, 0 for his last 7.
Now, here's the #1 offensive team in the National Football League with Drew Bledsoe. They've stopped the Raiders twice, who spent the majority of the first quarter in their territory. They've stopped them twice. They are the worst defensive team in the National Football League. And that's something that Parcells has to be happy about.
2nd down and 5. Again to the ground. Thompson is stopped.
You know, everybody is jammed inside in both of these teams. What I'm watching here, instead of trying to get to the ball to the outside, both of them are trying to run between the tackles, and there's absolutely nothing there. The linebackers are jammed inside. There is no place to go. If you're going to try to run against either one of these teams, then try to at least get somebody outside. If you go outside, all you really have to do now is block the outside linebacker.
Time going down, first quarter, down to 40 seconds, 3rd down and 5, and the Patriots pick up the first down. Kevin Turner on the completion, only the second of the day for Drew Bledsoe. Fredrickson and Anderson made the stop at the 40-yard line.
Now, Kevin Turner, he is up here on the top, and he's just going to come right down the middle. The linebacker, again, is supposed to be covering him, which he doesn't do. Here comes Turner. See, the linebacker goes out on the tight end.
And New England has a first down at its 41-yard line. Play action. Bledsoe through the middle, completes. The tight end, Ben Coates. For Coates' second catch of the day, Hoskins and Anderson made the stop as this first quarter comes to a close. A 15-yard pickup between Bledsoe and Coates. No score after 1.
All right, when you take a look, here's the guy that creates the problem right here. Fredrickson does not bump Coates when he comes off the line of scrimmage. He lets him run free. Then he ends up between Hoskins and Anderson. See where he runs free here? Now he's in the middle. Here come the 2 safeties, but he already made the catch. Already had the first down. It's too late.
And the second quarter getting underway. No score, Raiders and Patriots. And the Patriots first down at the Raider 44-yard line. And Turner was interfered with by Rob Fredrickson. Kevin Turner trying to field that wobbly pass, and a flag is tossed.
I mean, he just sees he sees Turner. Bledsoe sees Turner on Fredrickson. But every official in the building.
Pass interference by the defense, number 53. Automatic
Fredrickson's
first
putting
down.
his hands up, but you can't face guard him either. And Turner comes out. Here he comes down. Here comes, look at Fredrickson here. If we can go a little bit further, watch this here. Everybody's going to throw a flag. There goes, oh, here we go. Watch this. Boom, boom, boom. There's flags all over the place. I love it. I love it. I wonder if they get confused. They have a name or something on your flag.
It's a first down at the 27, and Bledsoe going deep. Overthrows the pass intended for Vincent Brisby. It was covered by the veteran Albert Lewis.
Well, Albert Lewis didn't take the fake, and Albert Lewis played him perfectly. And what he made Brisby do is cut his pattern short. It's supposed to be into the corner. When you see it, I'll show you. Here's Albert Lewis, and here's Brisby. But when they come down, let it run. And when they come down, watch here in a second. Albert Lewis right there does not let him get back in deep. See where the ball is thrown into the corner of the end zone? Well, Brisby was supposed to be there. Lewis didn't let him get there.
We talked with Vincent Brisby after practice on Friday. This after Bill Parcells told us of the nickname for Vincent as Bledsoe throws deep. And this time intended for Michael Timpson. Bill Parcells referring to Vincent Brisby as Casper. For Casper the Ghost, he said sometimes he shows up, sometimes he doesn't. Obviously, he showed up last week, 6 catches, 117 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And we asked Vincent about it, and he just shook his head and said, well, that's Parcells.
Yeah.
The old needle.
The one thing about, I think these guys feel about Parcells, if he doesn't ride you, then he doesn't like you. But if he rides you, you know he kind of looks at you.
It's a 3rd and 10 at the 27. 2 receivers in the air, and Leroy Thompson came away with it. Stopped by Eddie Anderson. It's a 21-yard gain.
You see Leroy Thompson get up, and he's looking around for Coates. Now, here's Leroy Thompson. Here comes Coates across. But look, here's Leroy Thompson. That ball was actually thrown to Coates. If you see Coates coming across, watch this. The ball is thrown to him. Thompson is in the wrong area, but he makes the catch. So he did it right. Ran wrong, did it right.
It's a 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. Patriots go double tight end. John Burke joining Ben Coates. And it's back to the ground. And again, no gain.
And the next play will be back to the air. Rushing for both teams in the first quarter. L.A. Raiders, 8 rushes, 25 yards. New England, 6 rushes, 15 yards. Now, they got what on that one? 2? So they got 7 for 17.
Leroy Thompson picking up the 2 yards on the play to be a 2nd and goal at the 6. Raiders and Patriots are scoreless with 2 minutes gone by in the 2nd quarter. 9th play of the drive for New England. It's Turner lining up on the wing. Bledsoe looking for Coates. And Greg Beaker broke it up.
Boy, Beaker made a nice play. I mean, he's one-on-one on Coates, the linebacker. Beaker at 54. Coates comes in. Watch, Coates will go into the middle, and then this little spin move. That is just excellent coverage. That is excellent coverage. The people are booing, but the contact was made by both. They had everybody out in the pattern. Both backs went out. Nobody back to the block for Bledsoe. Don't be surprised to see the Raiders come now.
It's a 3rd and goal at the 6. Bledsoe with the time and then threw it away, had no one open. So the field goal unit will check in.
Dan is not a happy camper.
Bledsoe 4 of 15 for 60 yards, but has not connected with any of the wide receivers. Matt Barr coming off the game winner that just did make it over the crossbar last week. This is a 24-yard attempt. Zolik put it down, and Barr able to connect. So the Patriots take a 3-0 lead on the Raiders. A 24-yard field goal by Matt Barr for a 3-0 New England lead. Well, next Sunday, NBC Sports presents more NFL action starting at 12:30 Eastern Time with NFL Live. A look at the lineup, including the Raiders playing at Miami, Patriots against the Jets at the Meadowlands. Late game, San Diego and New Orleans. 12:58 to go in the 2nd quarter. The kickoff on the ground, picked up by Ismail. And he's able to return it across the 35-yard line. Corwin Brown again involved on the stop.
On the return, Corwin Brown.
Dad, I mean, this team is in trouble offensively, and Al Davis said he's worried about his defense. I know his defense is doing pretty well in this ball game. Look at that. Most they had in any drive is 5 plays. 5 and a punt, 5 and a punt.
Well, this a Raider club that beat Denver in Denver 48-16, but they were blown out by San Francisco and Seattle. Lost at home to San Diego 26-24 2 weeks ago, and last week was a bye week. Starting from the 38-yard line, Harvey Williams tried to stiff arm his way, but stopped at the line by the right defensive end, Mike Jones.
But Vincent Brown was the guy that slowed it down. He was already in the backfield making the play on Harvey Williams. Vincent Brown, number 59, comes in. Left-hand side of your screen, you'll see he makes a commitment, gets in behind the fullback, and just slows down Harvey Williams there, and then he gets help from his friends, Mike Jones being his friend.
2nd down.
It'll be a 2nd and 10 at the 38-yard line, and you can see neither club able to get it going on the ground. Hostetler will throw. Could not find anyone. Goes short range to Rethman. Well, he made something out of it. He was in trouble again. Jones on the tackle.
You know, you and I were out in the hall talking to Al Davis, and Al said, the games you lost. He said, it's the way we lost. The ugly losses. I mean, there's nothing pretty about a loss anyway, but he said it was just ugly the way we lost these ball games. We are not playing well. And this is a talented football team.
And a long period of suffering between games for Art Shell and the Raiders because of the bye week. After losing a tough one, they did play well in the 2nd half against the San Diego Chargers. Williams.
They didn't make it again. Vincent Brown is in there making another play. I mean, somewhere along the line, you're going to have to block some linebackers. And this is not a place to gamble. They didn't make this. I mean, you can't, as an offense, look over to the coach and give him that little thing, only 2 inches. To this team, it's like a mile.
Big stop by Vincent Brown. Earlier, Todd Collins came up with a stuff.
Raiders are 0-3 on short yardage. No, they're short. I mean, this is a huge decision to make. You've got the wind at your back. They're calling. Look, you can see the offensive guys say, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and do it. But Archell's in a dilemma. I mean, what do? They're going to punt the ball.
Well,
that's the one thing you do.
Went for it earlier. Went for it against the Chargers 2 weeks ago. Failing in both situations. That's the defensive coordinator for the Patriots, Al Groh.
What a nice man he is.
Al very, very wary of the style of Jeff Hostetler, comparing him to a point guard in basketball, the way he creates. Says he doesn't zip it in there the way obviously a Montano or a Kelly or a Marino might, but very, very dangerous. A lot of basketball comparisons.
I had to go back
Al.
to the room and have you explain everything to me because I didn't get half the stuff he was telling me.
Crittenden is back, and Gossett, who is an excellent directional punter, able to angle it and get it out of bounds down at the 7-yard line. It's a 47-yard punt and a beauty. It is a gorgeous 73-degree day in New England. Marv Albert with Paul McGuire at Foxborough Stadium. Capacity crowd, 60,000 plus on hand. This game has been sold out since last July. Every game. The rest of the season is a sellout. And the Patriots with a 3-0 lead on the Raiders. 4 minutes gone by in the second quarter. Patriots start out from their 7. Bledsoe picked off for a touchdown. A dangerous pass thrown by Bledsoe, and Terry McDaniel took it in for his 3rd touchdown of the season.
He was throwing the ball, trying to get it to Timpson, and they were just sitting out there waiting on it. And Terry McDaniel just steps in front and makes the play. I mean, there are a whole lot of white shirts out there. There must have been some other choices. Bledsoe's going to throw this ball off to his right. Now, pressure is coming, but look at all the white shirts. There are like 3 guys out there. McDaniel just steps in front, touchdown. That was easy.
And Drew Bledsoe off to a very poor start. 4 of 16, only 60 yards, has not been able to connect with a wide receiver. Intercepted right here for McDaniel, his 3rd interception of the season, and he's already scored 3 touchdowns. Now Jeff Jager for the extra point. And the Raiders have taken a 7-3 lead on the Patriots. Drew Bledsoe just a moment ago intercepted for the 8th time this season. It was running for the score by Terry McDaniel, and the Raiders are now up 7-3. Here's the kickoff from Jager to Crittenden and Kroom. And a good one. Kroom will stay right there. Have a look at that interception.
Marv, here's Timpson. He was in motion from here. And here's McDaniel coming out. But I'm going to show you something else after this play gets started. Here comes Terry McDaniel. He's reading the quarterback's eyes. He sees, hold it right here. Let me just show you something. Here's Coates. He's the only other receiver in this area. Stay there. And look at this. White shirt, white shirt, white shirt, white shirt. He throws it in the area of like 4 white shirts. Nobody else out in the pattern. And that's the problem. When you don't have a running game, you know, Parcells, he's really concerned about it. He says, you know, later on, we're going to need a running game. You need one now.
Particularly in this area with weather conditions turning in November and December. And it's Leroy Thompson for a 3-yard pickup. Stopped by McDaniel and Fredrickson. Let's go to New York. Here's Greg Gumbel.
All right, Marvin, San Diego, the big showdown battle in the AFC West between the Chiefs and the Chargers. San Diego, Stan Humphries to Tony Martin. A quick move one there and another here. 48 yards to set up a John Carney field goal. The Chargers are leading it 6-3, second quarter. Marvin Paul.
All right, Greg, and here Raiders with a 7-3 lead on the Patriots. 2nd down and 6 at the 24-yard line. And Thompson again. Leroy Thompson getting the call rather than Marion Butts. And we checked with the Patriots on the sideline as to why Butts is sitting it out, as he did from time to time last week as Marion checks back in. It was just a coach's decision. So now Butts in the backfield with Turner for this 3rd down and 1.
They have all the horses up front.
Patriots going with 3 tight ends, Coates, Burke, and Rucci, usually a right guard. And And the completion for the first down, handled by Turner, gets a block from Coates and brings to Raider territory. Moss and Bates able to get him down, but he picked up 22.
I mean, they've got Rucci on the line of scrimmage, number 71. They report him, and just take a look. They got all the horses, the blitz is on, and they leave Turner come out into the flat. Now, Coates is down there. All Coates is trying to do is get out of his way. There's no one for him to block, so let me get out of your way here, and don't knock me down. And his own man knocks him down.
New England first down at the Raider 48, but Bledsoe turned around and took a timeout with 9 minutes to go in the half. And coming up at halftime, Greg Gumbel, Mike Ditka with a look at all the scores and highlights around the National Football League. 9 minutes to go in the first half here in Foxborough. And the Patriots with a first down at the Raider 48-yard line. Bledsoe able to complete. Vincent Brisby for a 16-yard gain. He was covered by Terry McDaniel.
I saw Kevin Turner. He goes in motion. He goes all the way out to the other side of the field, near the out-of-bounds line. Runs down, and nobody covers him. They only pay. They don't even pay attention to him. What are you doing out here? He had a great line, didn't he? About recognition.
And again, Bledsoe with the completion. That's good for 13 yards. Brisby with his second catch. So now Bledsoe able to connect with wide receivers. We were talking with Kevin Turner after practice on Friday about the popularity of the Patriots, the way they have been going this year. And he said, well, he can certainly feel it because for the first time he was recognized in a video store when he was renting a movie. It's the first time, he said, that he has actually been recognized out of uniform.
He said it was a good feeling. Didn't even ask for my license.
Yes. First down at the 18-yard line. Bledsoe beginning to heat up. And now runs it out of bounds.
Frederickson runs him out of bounds. We've got an injured Patriot on the field.
That's the right guard, Doug Skeen, in his second year out of Michigan.
You know, Leroy Thompson just made a heads-up play. He was out in the pattern, Marv, and then when he saw Bledsoe running, he turned around to make the block on Frederickson. He doesn't get him, but he enabled Bledsoe to pick up 7 yards on the play. When you take a look at it, well, here they'll come out to the right. And hold on a second. Here's Leroy right here. Now watch what he does, Thompson. And here's Frederickson. Here they come. Watch him make the adjustment. Right now he turns. Now I got to be a blocker. No longer a pass receiver, I'm a blocker. He does help out.
7-yard run by Bledsoe, and that represents the Patriots' longest run of the afternoon. 7:43 remaining. First half, Raiders 7, Patriots 3. We'll be back in a moment.
All right, Doug Skeen helping him up, and we're going to show you what happens. So you have faint of heart, don't worry about it. Here he is right here. But watch, and this guy here is Victor McLaughlin, and watch what happens. He's going to catch his leg. He gets blocked into his left leg, and you'll see it. Right, hold it right there. You see the leg just buckle underneath right here? This is where it happened, and Skeen goes down. Oh, that's ugly.
Doug Skeen being helped to the sideline, replaced by Todd Rucci, second-round draft pick last year in his second season out of Penn State. The center is Mike Giesler. The guards are Rucci and Cratch. And the tackles are Armstrong and Hollow. A 2nd and 3 down at the 11-yard line. This is Thompson. Stopped by Derek Hoskins, and let's see where they place the ball. It is a first down. Leroy Thompson with the first down.
This may be a first down. But I'll tell you one thing, it's still, you're in the throwing area because this team really, they're not going to be able to run this ball in against the Raiders.
It'll be a first and goal at the 7. Timpson now flanked to the left, and Brisby to the right. The second back, Thompson, he slipped. Lost his balance.
He slipped because he saw Fredrickson. Fredrickson was standing up the linebacker, number 53, right in the hole. No place to go. That's when, oops, I gotta make another direction. And feet don't fail me now.
Leroy Thompson, normally the third down specialist, but he has been a featured back rather than Marion Butts. Ninth play of the drive coming up, 2nd and goal at the 7. Bledsoe looking in, touchdown, Kevin Turner.
This was an outstanding play by Kevin Turner. He faked like he was going to just come out and go in the flat and just cut right behind the linebacker who was covering him and went into the end zone for the touchdown with the catch. I mean, it was the man they were going to throw to the whole time.
And for Drew Bledsoe, his 12th touchdown throw of the season. Barr adds on the extra point. 6:09 remaining first half, of the Patriots now lead by 3.
When he circles around the left of your screen, you're going to just see Turner all by himself when he comes down the middle. There's nobody there. Absolutely no one. You don't even see a white shirt, Marv. When you look what happens here, here's Turner. He's going to come down, and it looks like he's going to go here, but he just circles right back into the middle. Watch this linebacker. Comes back out here. When he does, the hole is open. Here it comes. Here comes the linebacker. There goes Turner.
9 plays, 80 yards in 4 minutes and 49 seconds. Bledsoe on a 7-yard touchdown strike to Kevin Turner, who is the Patriots' 3rd leading receiver.
And the track meet is on.
Yes.
There won't be a whole lot of running, pal.
Patriots 10, Raiders 7. And Pat O'Neill will kick it off to the Rocket and Alexander Wright.
Short.
Look at Tricky Hoffman was down.
Steve Hawkins gets the ball. That's a free ball. No one went up to, you can make a fair catch, but no one went up to get the ball. This is a free ball. Hawkins goes down, number 80, and the ball gets hung up in the wind. It is now Patriots ball. Once it goes 10 yards, it's a free ball.
That's the rookie from Western Michigan, Steve Hawkins, able to get to it.
Watch this. The ball, it bounces right back into his hand. The Rocket, Ismail, never went up to get the ball. And even those linemen can actually fair catch it. Anybody that's in the wedge, nobody moves at the ball. And the ball takes a perfect bounce right into Hawkins' hands.
Looked to be confusion on the part of Ismail and the upmen for the Raiders.
Nobody went for the ball.
So the Patriots with a break and start out at the Raider 22. Bledsoe off the roll. And he is bumped out of bounds right at the line, bumped out by Rob Fredrickson. Let's check in right here for an update with Greg Gumbel.
All right, Marvin, we'll take you back to San Diego. Natron Means from 9 yards out has a rushing touchdown in his 7th straight game. And the Chargers in their showdown battle with the Chiefs lead at 13-3. They're coming up on 2 minutes to play in the first half at Jack Murphy Stadium, Marv.
All right, Greg, Natron Means, the man who has taken over in San Diego for Marion Butts, who was acquired by the New England Patriots, always a favorite of Bill Parcells, and the handoff to Butts, and he has not been able to get going. Nolan Harrison, Jerry Ball on the stop. Not good news reported on the Patriots starting right guard Doug Skeen. Torn ligaments of the left knee.
Oh, man.
It'll be a 3rd down. 3rd and 10 at the 22-yard line. So Todd Rucci is the man replacing Skeen at right guard. Raiders with 5 defensive backs. And Bledsoe throws the middle. He has Coates. Breaking tackles, getting inside the 10-yard line. Albert Lewis finally able to bring him down.
I'll tell you, the heat is on Bledsoe, and you want to know how good a passer he is and continue to be. Watch where this ball is thrown. Here's the coverage. Bam. That ball is absolutely perfect. Fredrickson was there. Couldn't make the play. Look at Bledsoe. Watch this ball. Watch how fast it's going. Bang, it's gone. And once it's gone, he's got the catch.
And Bledsoe turning it after the slow start. Coates with his third reception. And a 1st and goal down at the 7-yard line. They continue to mix it up, but Butts is stopped. Winston Moss getting the wraps on Marion Butts. A reminder Tuesday when Frazier and Niles deliver a baby. Niles ends up wanting to become dad. It's a special hour of Frazier at 9, 8 Central right here on NBC.
Funny show.
Leroy Thompson checking back in.
Someone better cover Turner.
There's the Rocket, who did not go for that kickoff, giving the ball to the Patriots. Bledsoe again looking for the fullback. Kevin Turner covered by the strong safety Derek Hoskins.
He just looked at Turner too late. Turner was open. He was open in the end zone for the touchdown, and Bledsoe was looking somewhere else first, and Turner comes out late. If you can watch Bledsoe's head, take it back here, hold it right here. Watch where he's looking. You'll see Bledsoe right here going boom, boom, and here's Turner going out here, and he doesn't see him until late. Watch. Here's Turner, wide open, touchdown. It was late when he saw him, and then threw.
3rd and goal at the 7. Thompson. And he was tripped up by the combination of Wallace, Aaron Wallace, Mike Jones. Crowd reacting when Bledsoe, rather than throwing, handed it to Leroy Thompson. And now the Patriots will try for the field goal. This will be a 24-yard attempt by Barr, who earlier hit from 24. He's 9 of 11 for the season. And he puts it right through. So the Patriots able to add to the lead. Penalty marker is thrown. Patriots now up 13-7 with 2 minutes and 54 seconds remaining in the first half.
Unsportsmanlike contact, and it's going to be tacked on the kickoff, which is really going to give the Patriots a break because they are kicking into the wind. You saw what happened when the wind got the last one. That was not a planned play. The ball just got up into the wind and it stopped it. Ishmael never went in to get it, the Rocket.
Meanwhile, Bill, Parcells has to be delighted with the fact that the Patriots have had the ball the last 8 minutes.
If this wait, he wants a first down. If this is after the kick, now this goes on, but if it's during the play, if this is post-possession.
You could read lips. He said should be a first down.
They already have 7 guys out there, Bill. Now, you do take the 3 off the board. It's half the distance to the goal line.
By the defense, number 87, for leaping in an attempt to block the kick and landing on players. The field goal is being taken off the board. The offense will have a first down.
And that was during the play. But if this is post-possession after the play, then they would have tacked it onto the kickoff. Right in the middle of the pack, you're going to see you're not allowed to do this. You see this jump on the back of his own player? You can't do that. You could jump straight up in the air and block it, but you can't jump and use your teammate in order to do it.
And that was the 6'6" Andrew Glover, who can leap. Basketball, track, and football star at Grambling, and he tried to catapult himself to go for the block kick.
Andrew is on offense and should stay on offense.
It is a 1st and goal down at the 3, so they take the 3 points off the board, looking for the touchdown. Off the pitch, Thompson try to change direction and scrambles back to the line of scrimmage.
Someone said one time, a long time ago, it was a coach of mine, Sid Gilman, 34 years ago, don't ever take points off the board. But this becomes a first down. And, you know, in this situation, you're up by 3. Okay, here we go. Here's 87. Now watch, he's going to use his teammates to help him get up. Right here, he goes up. He pushed off with his hands first, then leaped up in the air, and that's what they called him for.
It's a second and goal at the 3. And again, it's Thompson. And he's turned back by Beaker. Well, the Patriots, 17 rushing attempts, only 38 yards. Clock running down to 2 minutes to go in the first half. So we get the indication of the 2-minute warning. It'll be a 3rd and goal at the 3. Patriots lead 10-7 over the Raiders. We'll be right back. Just ahead, the Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report. Greg Gumbel and Mike Ditka will bring you all the news and scores and highlights of today's action around the NFL. The Patriots will reel off their 18th consecutive play. They have had the ball for the last 9 minutes of this second quarter.
Pat's 12 first downs so far. You know, first down is a big down. 9 by the pass, 1 by run, and 2 by penalties.
It is a 3rd and goal at the 3. Patriots 10, Raiders 7. 2 minutes left in the first half. Bledsoe throwing. And let's see where they spotted the indication of a touchdown. Leroy Thompson made the catch and was able to cross the plane of the goal line and then was pushed back the other way, but it is a touchdown. And certainly that the gamble paid off the penalty call on that man, the tight end Andrew Glover.
And there's a guy to feel sick because he knows that it's his fault. Now, the Raiders obviously didn't think that Leroy Thompson got in the end zone, but the official did, and he's the only one that really counts.
High snap handle, but we get the official's whistle. Good job by Scott.
The ball was kicked before the ball was ready for play. There's no good kick. We'll retry.
No good kick.
Well, it was, and a no bad kick either. It was kicked before it was ready to be played. Obviously, the Patriots were ready. Someone was ready. There are some rules that you just can't explain, you know.
You know, there's a New York schoolyard game called Lightning. You kind of snap it quickly before the opposition is ready. I think that's what the Patriots did as Matt Barr puts it through. That is a good kick. And the Patriots with a 17-7 lead.
All right. Leroy Thompson. Now remember, the goal line, all you have to do is break the plane. Here comes Thompson. He's going to come down and in here along that line. Now, does he break the plane to the goal line with the ball? Not with his body, but with the ball. Here he comes. Ball is there. He's hit. Whoa, I'll tell you what. From here, it looks like that does not break the plane. I mean, his body was in the end zone. But the question is it the ball? Again, the body can be over, but as long as the ball isn't, it's not in. Here it comes. We're going to freeze it for you after the catch. Here it is, right here. Hold on. Now, here's the ball right there. Watch where the ball is, and along that line, it really is hard to tell from here. But the problem is, hold on for just a second, boys. This official up here is the guy that makes the call, and he can't see it.
Steve Ortmeyer, the special teams coach, looked like he was very upset and was restrained after having a heated conversation with one of the officials. Here's the Rocket on the return. And he's tripped up as he tried to reach out to the pretty good coverage by Steve Hawkins, who did the job on that previous kickoff, which led to the New England touchdown.
Barb, I was saying that the one official that makes the call on this play for the touchdown can't see the ball, and he's blocked out. And it's going to be this guy right up here. Watch this. See, he can't see. And now he comes running in. Watch this. He puts his hands up. He cannot see the ball. Should never make that call. But down here, the near side guy does after he sees this guy. Hello.
And the Raiders start out at their 28-yard line. Hostetler 4 of 9, only 77 yards. Took a hit, but able to complete to Glover. Short of the first down.
The ball was tipped.
Ricky Reynolds, the left corner, made the stop.
The ball was tipped. Hostetler takes a hit, and Glover still makes the catch. His hands from basketball, you know.
In fact, he said if, as a kid, he thought professionally, if he were ever able to make it, it would be in the NBA, not the NFL. It's Tim Brown on the reception, his first of the day. Tim Brown, the leading receiver on the Raiders, now with 23 catches, covered by the left corner, Ricky Reynolds.
The first thing they're considering here is when you see Brown on this pass pattern here, it's a short route just to get the first down. He knows he's got to be over the 40. He sees the first down marker, gets out of bounds to stop the clock. The Raiders do have 2 timeouts, 1:19 to go. And the Patriots will give them short stuff, will not give them the deep.
Ismail to the left, Brown to the right. And there is the deep throw from Hostetler, and almost intercepted by Myron Guyton. Overthrowing Ismail.
I'm sorry, Marv, but you can't throw this pattern down there. I'm sorry. You've got to take a 20-yard pattern. And the reason for that is one thing. This guy right here, and that's Guyton, he just takes off and turns and runs to the end zone. He's gone. You see him running down the middle of the field. Now he looks at Hostetler. He sees the play. Hold it again. Here comes Guyton right here to make the play and almost gets the interception. He's their center fielder. You can't throw the ball deep on him. Not in the middle of the field. If you're going to throw deep, throw it to the corners.
Myron Guyton, one time a teammate of Jeff Hostetler as members of the Giants. The completion underneath to Glover and runs it out of bounds for a first down, covered by Vincent Brown. That stops the clock with 1:06 to go in this first half, and that is good for 15.
Go ahead and take these. You've got 1:06. You have 2 timeouts remaining. You've got the sideline to work with. The Patriots are giving you that. They're going to give you the 14 to 15-yard play. That's your prevent deal. There was a big discussion about that. Remember between Gibbs and Ditka? Well, here's your prevent. I hate the prevent.
Yes, that several weeks ago on the NFL Live segment. I know your feelings on the prevent. Oh, Hostetler hit from behind by Hurst, who was able to strip him. It is ruled an incomplete pass that Hostetler had the arm going forward. It's incomplete.
That time the Patriots came up with a blitz, and they just had too many people coming because Harvey Williams steps up and makes an excellent block. But on the outside, Hurst, there's nobody to block him. You've got too many people coming. You have one too many. From the top, you can see this. Watch on the left-hand side. Everybody else is blocked. Hostetler has a chance, except Hurst hits him in the back.
2nd and 10 at the New England 42. A minute to go in the half. Hostetler able to complete, connecting with Alexander Wright, covered by Rod Smith. Another Raider first down. It's a gain of 14.
Alexander Wright, I mean, he's a very polite young man now, because when he catches this ball and he wants to get out of bounds, he does, and then he will congratulate the official for doing a great job. Thank you very much. Really nice job. Thank you. Thank you very much.
A rather emotional reaction.
I mean, he's a very nice man. Yes. He just say, I want to thank you very much. What a great job you're doing.
First down at the 27-yard line. Harvey Williams, the lone deep back. And the pass knocked down. Willie McGinnis, the rookie from Southern California, first-round draft pick of the Patriots, making contact.
The Raiders put a new wrinkle in it. They put their tight end up on the line of scrimmage, which is Glover, and then they bring him back and put him in the backfield, which then moves the wide receiver up on the line of scrimmage. It is a movement that they make. All right, this is Glover here, but he was on the line of scrimmage at one time. He was over in this position. They move him back. First of all, he checks for a block. Nobody's coming, so now he's a release man.
Call this the 8th play of the drive. 2nd down and 10. Little dump off. Williams with a blocker. Williams with the speed, and he's in for the touchdown. An open alley straight down the middle for Harvey Williams, who goes 27 for the score.
And the reason they have a blitz on. Ricky Reynolds is the 5th defensive back, and they have him in the game, and he blitzes. When they did that, they had no one to pick up Harvey Williams in the middle. There was a little dump pass right in the middle, and he runs right to the goal line. There's nobody in the middle of the field.
Harvey Williams, one-time Kansas City Chief in his 4th year out of Louisiana State, brings the Raiders within 4, and now Jeff Jager will attempt the extra point. So with 42 seconds remaining in the half, it's now the Patriots 17 and the Raiders 14.
My writing arm. Here's Harvey Williams. He's going to just slip right in here and make the play, and there's not going to be anybody there to touch him. Watch this. Hostetler sees blitz. Harvey Williams goes out. Now from the end zone, I'm going to show you what happens. Ricky Reynolds, when you're in a blitz, now it puts you on man coverage. And when it puts you on man coverage, there's nobody touches him. Out on the outside, there's this man here. He's going to come on the blitz. But when Harvey Williams goes up in here, watch, this guy's gone, and there's nobody to take him. Here he comes. Boom. Right, okay, hold on for a second. All he's got is a blocker right here, and it's right to the goal line for a touchdown. Very easy.
And for Harvey Williams, his 3rd touchdown of the season, 2nd as a receiver. Jeff Hostetler celebrating the score. And the Patriots now lead by 3 points. Ray Crittenden and Corey Kroom are back, waiting for the kickoff from Jeff Jager. And that touchdown has quieted this crowd.
Again, the Raiders and the Patriots both have 2 timeouts. Half is far from over.
There's Crittenden stepping in front of Kroom. And that is taken down at the 18-yard line. Dan Land made the tackle.
Crittenden just steps over in front. I mean, that's not his ball. You're not supposed to be there, and then falls on top of it. That really upsets the coaching staff. Kroom was there. That was his return. But he gets the ball back out to the 18-yard line.
Well, Paul, we went through a first quarter with no points on the board. 31 points have been scored in this second quarter. 17 by the Patriots, 14 by the Raiders. Down to 36 seconds to go in the half. And again, the Patriots line up with the 2 tight ends, and they'll just run it out. Down to 30 seconds and counting, but that will be the end of the first half. Patriots with the 3-point lead on the Raiders. New England Patriots trying to go to a record of 4-2, which would put them in a 3-way tie for the lead in the AFC East. With Buffalo knocking off Miami earlier today, they are both at 4-2 down, and the Raiders try to salvage their season before it gets out of hand as they come in with a record of 1-up and 3 down. So that's the end of the half. Stay tuned now for Greg Gumbel and the Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report after these words from your local station. Back in Foxborough, Marv Albert, Paul McGuire. New England with a 3-point lead on the Raiders, and in the first half both teams tried to establish the running game without any success. And part of the story, Drew Bledsoe, after the slow start, really came on in the second quarter.
Throwing the ball, and that's what they do well. You know, I saw Jim Otto at halftime, old Raider. I said, what's the matter with your team? He said, we get no push. None of the offensive line push. You know, and that's what you've got to have from your offensive lineman in order to run the ball. Both of these teams ought to leave this running game in the locker room.
All right, a look at the Coors Light halftime statistics. And you can see the lack of the running game. 25 yards for the Raiders, 37 for the Patriots.
Well, the average in the league, I mean, the one in the league is, what, over 100 yards a game? These two teams combined may not get 100 today. That's just awful.
So we are set for the kickoff. Jeff Jager taking away to the combination of Ray Crittenden and Corey Kroom. And it's taken by Crittenden. Crittenden run out of bounds by Alexander Wright, and assistant coach, special teams man Steve Ortmeyer still upset over that call called on Andrew Glover, which led to the Patriots taking the field goal off the board and then going for the touchdown and scoring.
Well, you know, see, the umpire's the guy that calls. Now, you are allowed to jump straight up in the air. Glover's got his left hand and he comes down on the players, but he did not push off of anybody to go up in the air.
And it's Marion Butts. Stopped at the line. Rob Fredrickson, rookie from Michigan State, starting at the outside linebacker spot on the left side for Aaron Wallace, making the stop. It'll be a 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line. New England Patriots coming at 3-2, losing their first 2. They won their last 3. Raiders 1 up and 3 down. They come off that tough loss to San Diego 2 weeks ago. Last week was a bye week, and a penalty flag is thrown. Play is blown dead.
False start prior to the snap by the offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty remains, 2nd down.
Pat Harlow. It'll be a 2nd down and 15.
77, guys.
You know, we looked at that thing with Glover, and the ruling really is, Marvin, you can leap, but you cannot land on anyone. He came down on his players. If he leaps straight up in the air, comes straight down, you said it right at the beginning, then that's legal. But he touches people, and that's not legal.
And Bledsoe on a timing pattern, able to complete with the tight end. Ben Coates stopped by Greg Biekert. That's good for 17. And a 1st down. We got that ruling from the NFL supervisor of officials, Jerry Seaman, who was on hand, along with the commissioner, Paul Tagliabue.
Isn't it amazing that you got him, Coates, which everybody, I mean, I've talked to, everybody I have talked to, consider him he's the best tight end in the National Football League today. And you know they're going to throw the ball to him. They have double coverage on him, and Bledsoe still gets it to him.
And a 1st down at the 47. Again, the completion to Coates. He is so tough in the open field. Eddie Anderson made the stop. Ben Coates with his 5th catch of the day.
Illustrator time. Watch what he does to Biekert right here. Hold it. Here's Biekert. He just goes in, takes him to the inside, that little fake, and he comes right back out here, catches the ball, and then runs away from the linebacker. That is really pretty. You don't try to cover this guy with a linebacker, and I don't care how short the pattern is.
A gain of 21 on a 1st down at the Raider 33-yard line. And Butts is taken down behind the line. You saw the quickness of the combination of Chester McLaughlin and Anthony Smith.
Both of these running games, you know what these do? Their running games is to give the wide receivers a breather. Anthony Smith comes back to the inside. I mean, there's just no place. McLaughlin is the man that makes the play. Smith just cleans up a little bit. But Chester McLaughlin just is eating up the middle of that offensive line. And again, Otto said to me, you've got to have push. You have to have drive from your offensive lineman. You're getting absolutely none. The defense is delivering the blow.
Well, Butts lost 3. It's a 2nd and 13. Bledsoe intended for Coates.
He was trying to hit Kevin Turner, Marv, when he came across. It looked like Coates, but Kevin Turner was labeled by Biekert. When he came in the middle, you're allowed to chuck within a 5-yard rule. And I'm going to tell you something. You want to see a chuck. Kevin Turner is on it. Look at this. That's a chuck. He's on the ground. That Bledsoe was absolutely crazy because he was throwing the ball to Turner. You don't see. Watch this. He's saying, man, he knocked the guy down. Throwing the ball to him and they knocking him down. Biekert said, I didn't do it.
It sets up a 3rd down and 13. And Bledsoe's pass deflected and intercepted. McDaniel with his 2nd interception of the game, and he was able to pick it off on the deflection.
Bledsoe, this ball is hit right at the line of scrimmage. And McDaniel, what a heads-up play. Here's the play. Jerry Ball in the middle, and he is not that tall.
And for McDaniel, his 4th interception of the season. Well, the sights and sounds of downtown Boston. What a beautiful weekend in the New England area. Marv Albert with Paul McGuire. 3 minutes gone by, third quarter.
Down into Mackett. I don't understand something.
You do that very well with a Buffalo accent.
No, to Mackett. I don't understand a lot of stuff. Now let's get over here and talk this over. I love when they do that.
Referee is Ed Hockley.
One guy threw the flag, and the other guy saying, well, I saw movement here, and who do you want to call it on? Let's call it on.
False start prior to the snap by the offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty, it remains first down.
Art doesn't agree. He wants to talk to the referee. Ed, get over here. I'm going to tie a knot in your neck.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, I would think so. They're getting mad. They are getting awfully mad. All right, the left tackle over here. Now, does he move or does he move? Is he moving? Watch him. Watch him. He moves. That's a good call. That's a good call.
And that is Gerald Perry, and it sets it back to a 1st and 15 play action. Hostetler off the pop. Hostetler throws sideline and completes to Tom Rathman, the fullback working out of the backfield, covered by Rod Smith. It is short of a first down by 4 yards.
Here's Rathman. He's up in the slot, and he's going to go out. But after, when you hit him, it's like hitting a building. Watch when he makes the catch. He slides to the outside. He's just hanging there. He's a man to just throw the ball to when you're in trouble. And watch this. Point. He still didn't go down.
Second down play. Second and about 5. Oh, good hit on Montgomery. Tyrone Montgomery stopped by Todd Collins. The Raiders have not had a productive running game the last 2 seasons. They come in last in the AFC in rushing. They do not have a running back with 100 yards on the ground. They have been playing, as we mentioned earlier, for the most part from behind. But, you know, they did not run well last year either when they were 10-6, a playoff team.
You know, in this league, you have to run the football. They have major problems, and they have both of these guys offensive line as far as running the football.
And they're doing it without Napoleon McCallum and Greg Robinson, who they do expect back later on this season. That is incomplete, but a flag thrown through the hands of Ismail.
This flag is thrown in the secondary, and that looks like it may be a holding penalty against the Patriots.
Rod Smith providing the coverage.
And it's on the side, not on that side, but it's thrown on the side where Maurice Hurst was, on the right cornerback. Let's see.
Holding by the defense, number 21. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's Ricky Reynolds. He's the 5th defensive back, and he was over there. They were both on this. They were both on this side of the field. He's right off the right-hand side, right here. This Reynolds. Now, here's what they're going to call. You see the grab right here. He's just holding on. There it is. It's an excellent call.
And a first down at the 45-yard line. Hostetler with the time. Did not have anyone open. And then throws downfield and is able to hook up with Tim Brown. What a catch by Brown, and a flag is thrown. That's good for 40 yards. It was covered by Rod Smith.
Tim Brown went up and took the ball away. This was a bad pass by Hostetler. First of all, they run play action. And why would they even worry about running play action? Nobody takes a fake on the running plays here anyway. So they run play action. Doesn't freeze anybody, doesn't hold anybody. Hostetler's running for his life, and it throws the ball up in the air, and Tim Brown goes up and takes the ball away from Rod Smith. Now we have a lot of conferences here. They have more meetings than we do.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, yeah, right.
It's close, though, Paul.
It is against New England.
There was a multiple foul by the defense. Illegal contact by the defense, number 22. That penalty is declined. There was also a fast face mask by the defense. A 5-yard penalty only. That'll be added on to the end of the run. First down.
All right, Hostetler, play action pass to Rathman right here. Look at it. Nobody takes the fake. Nobody cares. The linebackers are already running out. So here's Hostetler. Nobody takes any kind of a fake. Now, this pass, first of all, should not have been thrown. Push off, but look at that catch. That catch. Rod Smith not only pushes him off, but also grabs him by the face mask. He gets beaten, doesn't knock the ball down, plus a penalty on top of it.
Second catch of the day for Brown, and a first down just inside the 10-yard line. Here's Harvey Williams getting inside the 5.
Tim Brown, when he's downfield, now watch what he does. First of all, this play is not deep. It's an out pattern. He goes out. Now he sees Hostetler wave him. Go. Get downfield. Tim Brown stays in bounds, goes downfield. Now, I don't know where the bump came in, but this is a pretty good play by Tim Brown. A great play by him, but the face mask was there. But they also called pushing. I didn't see that.
It's a 2nd and 4 from just inside the 4-yard line. They huddle up in a rather unique fashion. Hostetler throwing, and it's dropped. Ismail covered by Hurst.
You know what happened on this play is Hostetler's down in this end zone, and the noise is extreme down there. So he's calling an audible. He tried to call an audible, and you see the two backs. Earlier, we saw him, they moved up to listen to what he had to say. He changed the play. Now there's confusion on the play, and he wants interference on that play. He doesn't get it. Hostetler throws. These guys, everybody complains about everything.
And now a timeout called by the Raiders with 9:37 remaining, third quarter.
If you want to know what Hostetler was mad about, watch Maurice Hurst. We're going to show it to you right here. Here comes Ismail. He slips. When Ismail comes in, watch this left arm right here. See the grab? See him grabbing him right here? Pulls him out of the way. The ball hits him in the hand, but that's what Hostetler is upset about. It should have been called pass interference, or at least holding.
Throw the flag, says Jeff Hostetler. It is a 3rd and 4. From just outside the 4, Hostetler will run, and he's in for the touchdown. The Raiders have taken the lead, 20-17.
This is a play that the Raiders made famous when they were the Oakland Raiders in the 60s. They ran the quarterback draw better than anybody in the league. They are the first ones to do it, and they did it so very well there. They have no other running game, so let's go to the quarterback. Why not?
We asked Jeff Hostetler last night whether the game today has special meaning going against his one-time coach Bill Parcells, and he got the idea he did not want to get into it, had only nice things to say about Bill, and the same for Parcells in talking about Hostetler. But the feeling has been, as Jaeger puts it through, that Jeff wasn't one of Bill's guys with the Giants. We'll be right back.
New England 17.
Welcome back to Foxborough, where the Los Angeles Raiders have taken a 21-17 lead on the New England Patriots with 9:34 to go in the third quarter. Jeff Jaeger getting set to kick it off to Ray Crittenden and Corey Kroon. Jaeger angling it, taken by Kroon. He returns across the 25-yard line.
All right, here are the three guys that get the blocks. And this on the outside, that's Perry, Wisniewski, and Mosbar, the center. These guys, watch what the blocks, and watch what Perry does. He'll come back here and take the linebacker on this play. Can't give it to the backs, give it to the quarterback. Watch all these three guys work together. They work. There's the hole. It's done by the left-hand side of that line. Outstanding play. Watch how easy this was. Haas goes back about 2 steps and then right up into the hole. All the blocking is perfect. And break it.
And the Patriots start out from their 27-yard line. Pass intended for Ben Coates. Al Davis sitting with Jim Otto. Al, as they say, the president of the general partner. Paul, I know you'll explain that the title to us.
He can have any title he wants. It's his team.
Yes, that is true. Last year, he felt the Raiders had the talent to perhaps steal a Super Bowl. That dream ended in the second half of a cold playoff January day in Buffalo. Second down play. It's completed to Coates. Stopped by Beekert. And flags a throw. A little extracurricular activity.
Fredrickson has no business doing this. I mean, Coates is already down. I mean, you just took the lead. Don't play dumb. This is dumb. Beekert makes the play, makes the stop, but it would have been third down and about 5.
Personal foul by the defense, number 53. Late hit. 15-yard penalty, first down.
There's no reason to do this. This is dumb football. Here's your guy, Fredrickson. Beekert is there. Watch, he makes the tackle. Coates is down, and watch this. There's no reason for that. Absolutely, because you could have avoided the man. Excellent call.
And the Raiders are usually among the leaders in penalties per game. It's a first down at the 48-yard line. A timing pattern. And Bledsoe to a wide-open Thompson. Leroy Thompson being covered by the linebacker Winston Moss. Picked up 22 on that play.
You know, we've seen today Bledsoe throw the ball more to the backs than he has, I think, in 5 games. But watch this. He's got Leroy Thompson coming out of the backfield. And you've got Moss, 99, as the linebacker on him. Thompson's already gotten him beat right here. Bledsoe sees it perfectly. He gets the matchup that he wants. And here it is. Thompson just total control. Gets the ball. Nice play.
Third catch of the day for Thompson. And a first down at the Raider 29. And Thompson tried to break a tackle but could not. Greg Beekert got him down low.
Give the receivers a rest.
Yes. Now back to the late hit by Fredrickson. Talking with the Patriot coaches over the weekend, they warned their players about what they feel are roughhouse tactics by the Raiders. Bill Parcells feeling that he feels the Raiders will take shots after the play is over, but does not want his players to react because that's usually what the officials see. In effect, he's told his players, don't get into that type of game. Here's Bledsoe through the middle, incomplete. Intended for Timpson, covered by Anderson.
You're absolutely right, Barb. And there's a flag on this play, too, at the line of scrimmage. But the thing about it is the referees, they always catch the second guy. It's the guy that retaliates. And the Raiders are famous for getting other teams in trouble. Of course, they get themselves in trouble a lot, too, because they're the second highest team or highest penalized team in the league.
This one, though, against the Patriots.
Huge. A lot of meetings. Do we want this? I don't think so. We're into the wind. You don't want the penalty. Make it third down. Be 3rd and 11.
Defensive captain Winston Moss in that conversation with the referee Ed Hockley.
Illegal shift by the offense. 2 men in motion at the same time. Number 82 and 34. The penalty is declined. Brings up 3rd down.
That's Brisby 82 and Turner 34. So it's a 3rd and 11. Down at the 30-yard line. Raiders 21 of the Patriots 17. Just under 8 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. 5 defensive backs being used by the Raiders. And Bledsoe completes. He has Crittenden. And Crittenden will set up a 1st and goal. A 25-yard hookup.
He beats Terry McDaniel on the left-hand side. They've got Crittenden, just a normal rush by the Raiders, and here he comes into the inside. That's Terry McDaniel going down, missing the ball. Crittenden makes the catch and gets the ball down almost to the 5-yard line.
That's the first catch of the day for Ray Crittenden. To this point, Michael Timpson has not caught any balls. Ben Coates with 6 receptions. Vincent Brisby with 2. 1st and goal at the 6. And Butts is stopped in a nice second effort Winston Moss on the tackle.
Marion Butts in his continuous effort to get some yardage. Watch, I mean, he stopped right in the backfield. He already hit there. But because of his keeping his legs going to continuous effort, he gets the ball inside almost to the 3-yard line. But again, they've got to score in the air.
2nd and goal just outside the 3. Butts again broke a tackle and picked up another yard with the 2nd effort. Greg Beekert will get credit for the stop. It will be a 3rd and goal just outside the 1.
I think Bill would like, just for his team to give him the confidence, score on the ground. But I'll tell you what is going to work. The Raiders are so bunched in the inside to stop the run with Butts and Turner back there that you've got to be able to roll to the outside. People are on their feet.
Timpson in motion, lines up in the slot. A penalty flag is thrown as Butts was stopped by Beekert.
Offside on the defense. That'll move it another half-yard closer. This really has to be frustrating for Parcells.
Offside by the defense, number 94, lined up in the neutral zone.
Anthony Smith.
Half the distance to the goal, repeat 3rd down.
They're bringing in the big load now. Remember the last time they brought in all these big guys in a short yardage situation, they threw the ball to the back. Turner coming out of the backfield. Don't be surprised to see him do it again, but you've got 3 points, only gets them within 1. They need touchdown.
Offensive lineman Max Lane, who goes 6'6", 295, lines up as the 3rd tight end. And it is Butts working again off a 2nd effort. No indication, but another flag has been thrown.
Another flag on the play. They got him offside again. They're going to get in there by penalty. Oops. Can only go half the distance each time now. And they keep giving the ball to Butts. Go someplace else.
Well, they tried to go to Leroy Thompson for a while. That did not work on the ground.
Offside by the defense, number 74, lined up in the neutral zone.
And that's Nolan Harrison, the left defensive end.
They're inching closer and closer via the penalty. Here is along the line. Where are they offside? Let's see it. Boy, I'll tell you, that is a tough call.
All right, 3rd and goal just outside the goal line, and it is Kevin Turner.
Oh, did he get drilled and fumbled the football? It's the Raiders. I'm telling you.
Turner tried to surge his way and lost it.
Marv, did I tell you they're not going to score by running the football? You're going to have to throw the ball. I don't care.
And Patrick Bates with the recovery.
Well, look at this. Turner goes up in the air, and he just gets hammered.
Whoa.
That's number 54, Beekert. Watch 54. Folks, what? You want to see a great hit? Watch him meeting him at the top. Bam! If you look at it in slow motion, and it's hard for the officials to remember, they're going full speed. This ball looks like it's in the end zone. Watch, hold on. You're going to see here. Let it roll a little further. When Turner puts the ball in, see this guy right here? That's Butts. That's his head. Now look where his head is. It's inside the end zone. The ball is on top of his head. Butts is in the end zone. Tough call. Full speed. That's hard to tell.
Bates on the recovery. So the Raiders start out from their 1-yard line, and Rathman able to make the catch out of the 5, covered by Rod Smith. The Patriots on the ground, 24 rushes, only 38 yards, and Marion Butts, 11 carries for 15 coming off last week. Ineffective against the Green Bay Packers, only 10 yards on 7 carries. So you have to wonder what is going on.
Well, like I said before at halftime, these two teams combined may not get 100 yards rushing today. And here you are, the Patriots down on their own goal line, throwing on 1st down.
2nd and 6, and Rathman picks up a couple. Well, it's the discovery of an amazing fountain of youth on a new sequest. That's tonight at 8 and 7 Central right here on NBC. Los Angeles Raiders 0 for 4 on 3rd and short. It's 3rd and a yard. The ball at the 10. And Hostetler calls for time with 4 minutes 9 seconds remaining in the 3rd. We'll take a break. 4 minutes 9 seconds to go. 3rd quarter. Raiders 21 and the Patriots 17. Out of 60,000 plus capacity crowd at Foxborough Stadium. New England Patriots trying to extend the record to 4-2, which would put them in a tie for the AFC East lead with Miami. And Buffalo, earlier today, Buffalo defeating Miami up in Buffalo. While the Los Angeles Raiders seeking their 2nd victory, they come in at 1 up and 3 down. 3rd and a yard at the 10. And the first down is picked up by Harvey Williams. Chris Slade, the outside linebacker, made the stop.
If they were in L.A., they would have gotten a standing ovation for picking up a first down on the ground.
It is a first down at the 14-yard line. Hostetler goes short range to Williams. And he's about 1.5 yards short of a first down. Slade made the stop.
This offensive line for the Raiders blocks so well for the pass. It really boggles your mind. At that time, they have the blitzes on, and they picked up everyone. And Hostetler had all the time in the world to throw the ball. Look at the blitz coming. Here they come. They even had a safety blitz. And it's all picked up at the line of scrimmage. Hostetler's looking around. He's got the coverage he wants man-to-man, but he sees Williams to the outside, and they pick up about 9.
It'll be a 2nd down and 1. Williams to the outside, and he's turned back for a loss. Rod Smith getting to the ball carrier.
Marv, you know, I'm looking at a play. You put Rathman in motion to his left, and then you run the ball right where you don't have a blocker. It doesn't make sense. Watch this guy here. Now, here he comes in motion this way, but Williams goes this way. Why would you follow your blocker? Here comes the play. Look at this. You lose a blocker on the top side. Okay, some strange calls, man.
Loss of 2 and a 3rd and 3. We come up on 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Hostetler was about to peg it.
Delay of game?
Yes, the play whistle dead. May be delay of game, a long count by the Raiders.
Delay of game by the offense.
And that sets it back to a 3rd and 8.
Oh, Elliott. A lot of penalties.
So a 3rd down and 8. Back at the 16-yard line.
Raiders 10 penalties, 60 yards. New England 5 for 39. Well, they got their average of 9. They're over that, and it's only the 3rd quarter.
Hostetler can't find anyone, and now does, but Glover is stopped short of the first down. Maurice Hurst up from his right cornerback position to make the hit.
Well, it almost looked like Hostetler was going to go down. You know, he saw the rush coming. He's going to go down. And then he, well, why not just back out here? Watch this. When he goes back into the pocket, the blitz is on again. And here, when he steps up, it looked like, well, maybe I'll go down. Now I'll come back out of here and just find Glover. Not enough. They're going to have to punt the ball. They're about 1 yard short.
Jeff Gossett will come on and punt for the 4th time. He's inside his 10. And Ray Crittenden is back. Here comes Crittenden. Good coverage by the Raiders, who have certainly had their difficulties in that department. Of 50-yard punt and a 6-yard return. Dan Turk made the stop. Earlier here on NBC, first half of our doubleheader, Buffalo defeated Miami 21-11. So both Buffalo and Miami now at 4 up and 2 down. And next Sunday, it'll be the Raiders playing the Dolphins in Miami. One of our 4 early games. New England will play the Jets at Giants Stadium. First down at the 35-yard line with just under 1 minute to go in this third quarter. Bledsoe will put it up, first down. It is ruled incomplete. Leroy Thompson, the intended receiver, covered by Greg Beaker.
One other thing that Bledsoe told us, San Diego beat Kansas City 13-6. One of the things that Bledsoe told us, he said the most improvement that he has had, and this was when we did him 2 weeks ago in Detroit, is the out pattern, the little short, throwing that flare pass to the back, coming out of the backfield. That time he was trying to hit Leroy Thompson over the middle with the pass. Not much touch.
2nd and 10. And it is intercepted again by McDaniel. Terry McDaniel with his 3rd pick of the game. He ran 1 in for a touchdown. He now has 5 for the season. The pass intended for Michael Timpson. 3 interceptions for the 7-year veteran out of Tennessee, Terry McDaniel. The NFL record held by a number of players, 4 in 1 game. He has 3.
And Marv, when you look at that play, that time Bledsoe went back to pass, and when he went back to pass, he looks nothing but at Timpson. Timpson's coming out here, and he's looking at nothing but Timpson coming out of the backfield. And when he sees that, it is just, he just reads the pass play.
Last player to pick off 4 in 1 game, Deron Cherry of Kansas City back in the '85 season. First down at the 21. Hostetler throwing. And let's see whether they rule it complete or incomplete. If it's completed, it will be ruled a fumble, but it's waved off. It is ruled incomplete pass. Rathman not able to hold on.
Well, to throw to Rathman, he never has control of the ball, and Hostetler's looking everywhere, and he sees Rathman's hand up in the air, and the ball comes down, boom, and, well, boy, there's another one that's close. You know, but the officials that are calling it, you're supposed to be back down on the ground with both feet on the ground. That time it looked like Rathman might have made the catch.
Instead, a 2nd and 10 at the 21 with a half minute to go in this third quarter. Hostetler to the end zone. And he caught it out of the end zone. The Rocket with the catch, but it is ruled an incompleted pass.
Boy, and again, I mean, you had to throw the ball out of the end zone because Isbell was covered by 2 guys. And there were more blue shirts around him. Watch this when he goes down into the end zone. Here he's on the top of the screen. Watch it here. There are 2 guys there, inside and outside. There's just no, I mean, the pass is in there, but they already know that he's out of the back of the end zone. Well, if they throw something under in the middle, a crossing pattern in the middle of the field, it's open.
3rd and 10 at the 21. Hostetler. And he's picked off. Dwayne Sabb gets it right back, coming up with a 2nd interception, and not a good play by Hostetler. He took the hit and still try to throw it downfield.
He's trying to throw the ball to Brown. He had Brown open at one time. He's running for his life. And instead of taking the hit and still be in field goal range because they have the wind at their back, he takes the hit and throws the ball, and Sabb is right there to make the interception. Watch him. He's to his right. He sees Brown, number 81. He's going to try to get the ball to Brown. When he takes the hit, the ball just comes out limp. Sabb makes the interception.
Boy,
We're not seeing a whole lot of smart play. He's taking that hit. He should have just taken the sack and gone down with the ball.
Hostetler rarely throwing interceptions, picked off twice today. Dwayne Sapp celebrating his 25th birthday by coming up with his second interception of the season. And that's the most impressive run of the day for the Patriots. Kevin Turner brought down by Albert Lewis with time running out in this third quarter. So after 3, Raiders 21, Patriots 17. We'll be back after these words from your local station.
That's Freddie Biletnikoff talking to Hostetler, trying to console him a little bit about it. He said, hey, take the hit, take the sack.
Fred, the wide receiver coach, one of the game's all-time greats. We'll chat with Jeff Hostetler at the end of the third quarter. Raiders 21 and the Patriots 17. Right at the end of the quarter, Kevin Turner reeled off 9 yards, and that the biggest gain of the day for the Patriots on the ground. The previous long was a 7-yard scamper by Drew Bledsoe. It'll be a 2nd and 1 as we resume here on the 4th. Scamper.
That's an electrifying 9-yard run.
It'll be a 2nd and 1 for the Patriots from the 28. Bledsoe 15 of 33, 227 yards, picked off 3 times. Hostetler 2 interceptions on 14 of 26, and the pass knocked down. Pass intended for Vincent Brisby, and we're set for an update. Let's join with Greg Gumbel. Greg.
All right, Marv, San Diego looking to take a commanding lead in the AFC West, trying to go 5-0 against the Chiefs. Stan Humphries 5 yards to Mark Say. It's a 20-6 San Diego lead, under 6 minutes to play now in the game in San Diego. Marv.
All right, Greg, the San Diego Chargers gunning for their first 5-0 start since back in 1961 when they went 11-0. Drew Bledsoe on the quarterback sneak. Covered up by Chester McLaughlin. And a first down for the Patriots.
The last pass they throw was knocked down by Chester McLaughlin.
So first down at the 30-yard line. There is Chester. A guy who eventually could be a dominating player in this league. Back from a broken leg in the final regular season game last year. He has been an injury hit player. Wide open, Leroy Thompson.
Leroy faked himself out and fell down. Came out of the backfield. First of all, they run Kevin Turner out of the backfield first, and then here comes Turner. He's coming out here, out of here, and here's Leroy. And when he comes across, I'm going to watch. All the linebackers are cleared out. They're looking downfield. Hold it, just a second. Here he is, all by himself, right there. And he fell down. One too many moves on himself.
And that's his 4th catch of the day. First down at the 41. Mix-up. And Turner able to cover up. Bledsoe was trying to hand it off. And there was miscommunication.
Another one of those electrifying runs.
Yes.
Bill's talking to himself. There's nobody on the other end of it. He's got one of the few guys that has a headset to everywhere, to the defense, the offense. He listens in on everything, and then it's his choice.
I heard him try to communicate with you several times here today.
I didn't hear it.
2nd down and 10 at the 41. Bledsoe was able to stand in there and had it deflected once again. The pass intended for Turner.
Anthony Smith's new move was starting to take effect. He was almost on Bledsoe, coming to the left-hand side. There's Anthony, number 94, a little late. The ball's tipped up in the air. And Eddie Anderson almost got the intercept. Here comes this is the old grab and snatch rule. Just snatch him back out of the way and up the field you go. That's the old one. Opposed to the
I
new
see.
move.
Yes, 3rd down and 10 at the 41. That's Timpson in motion. And Bledsoe. That was nearly picked off again. Went through the hands of Crittenden. Covered by McDaniel.
If I've already thrown 3 interceptions to one guy, McDaniel, I don't think I'd go back over there again. This guy's a pretty good cover guy, but that ball should have been caught. Crittenden hit him right in the hands with the ball, and he dropped it. And Parcells looking at him. And when we throw it to you, you're supposed to catch it, son.
Pat O'Neill on the kick. Tim Brown.
You notice they don't look at him eye to eye? Yes. Go hide somewhere.
All right, Pat O'Neill punting for the 4th time. Tim Brown is back. Brown to the 20. Nice coverage by the Patriots. Vernon Lewis with the tackle. 44-yard punt, 7-yard return. Under the lights in Foxborough. Raiders with a 21-17 lead on the Patriots. And they call the Undertaker. Vincent Brown getting ready for this defensive series. As the Raiders start out from their 24-yard line. And it's back to the ground. Harvey Williams found a hole and broke a tackle. Aaron Jones made the stop. Vincent Brown with one of the great bodies in the NFL. In fact, Muscle and Fitness magazine recently selected Vincent as the #1 physique in the National Football League. There's the top 5. Paul, I know a week does not go by without you receiving your copy of Muscle and Fitness magazine. Usually comes in a package with your copy of National Geographic. It's a 2nd and 3 at the 31. Here's Harvey Williams, and he has a first down. Muscle and Fitness also rating the 5 worst physiques in the league.
I didn't get in there. I missed that one. Down below, 6 or 7.
5 less than best.
I like going back, live in Buffalo. I'll go back and tell Glenn Parker that.
Well, he'll appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, first down at the 40-yard line with 11 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. Raiders have a 4-point lead. Montgomery. Tyrone Montgomery with a short pickup. Wayne Sabb on the tackle.
One thing you must be afraid of, even though the Raiders have run 3 straight times now, and if you start cheating on these guys and cheating to the inside and start playing for the run with all that speed that they have on the top side with Alexander Wright and Tim Brown, you're going to get burnt deep.
2nd down and 6. Last 3 rushes for the Raiders. 8 yards, 8 yards, and the 4 just a moment ago by Montgomery. And now Hostetler will throw. Nice catch by Montgomery. Has the first down and coughs it up. The ball goes back to New England. Myron Guyton able to scoop it up.
Now the question is, was he down? If he was on the ground, the Patriots are coming out with their offensive team. They're going to. It says Patriot football. I mean, first of all, this pass, Montgomery did a great job just getting up and getting the ball. But the question is, if he is on the ground.
But the ruling is a fumble, and New England gets it back. Well, the Patriots taking advantage of the Raiders' turnover, their 3rd, 7 in all. And the Patriots start out from the 43-yard line. Soft pass. Ben Coates on the reception. Coates reaching down to the 31-yard line. Eddie Anderson, the free safety, made the stop, and that's good for 26 yards.
Okay, for those of you rooting for the Raiders, believe me, this was a good call by the officials. Now, first of all, Montgomery, what a great play to get the ball. Look at how far he had to go. Keep an eye. Hold on for a second, boys. Stop it. Watch this knee. Now, and then watch the ball. It's right above it. If the knee hits before the ball comes out, it's not a fumble. But here comes the ball, and the knee goes down. It is a very good call. It was a fumble.
So Tyrone Montgomery, who did well to come up with that reception, then gave it up. Guyton on the recovery. Coates with a 7th catch and a first down at the 31-yard line. Now Bledsoe with another timing pattern, not able to hook up with Brisby.
And working on Terry McDaniel again. I mean, the guy's already picked off 3 of yours. I think I would go somewhere else. Just once or twice.
Terry McDaniel in his 7th season out of Tennessee. Raiders first-round draft pick back in 1988. Last year led the Raiders with 5 interceptions, earning his 2nd consecutive Pro Bowl berth. As you mentioned, 3 picked off today. He has 5 for the season. 2nd and 10. Bledsoe is taken down by Anthony Smith. And for Anthony Smith, his first sack of the day and only his 2nd of the season.
Well, Anthony's upset about something now. I mean, this wasn't a fumble. We're going to probably see one of his newer moves, or we're going back to the old move. But Anthony Smith coming to the right-hand side of Bledsoe. And he's through. Bledsoe sees him right now. Now here, Anthony Smith throws him down. On the right-hand side of the screen, as you're going to see the defensive end, that's Anthony Smith. And he's going to come in but Bledsoe can see him. They have a little stunt on the outside. He gets through, makes the play. Bledsoe's down. I don't know what he was upset about. He wasn't held.
And it sets it back to a 3rd down and 19. The completion to Leroy Thompson. Tried to get outside, but could not. He was cut off by the linebacker, Mike Jones. Mike Jones, number 36. Out of the University of Missouri, a surprise last year and doing a nice job on the nickel defense for the most part. I should say number 52, Mike Jones. A converted running back, Mike Jones.
Well, this would have been a 52-yard field goal if they tried it, but, you know, in this situation, you punt.
And Tim Brown is back. Carries him. They'll bring it out to the 20. 8:34 to go in the 4th. .834 to go in this 4th quarter. Art Shell and his Los Angeles Raiders with a 21-17 lead on the New England Patriots. And the Raiders start out from the 20-yard line.
This is where you wish you had a running game.
Hostetler. Nice catch by Harvey Williams out at the 25-yard line, taken down by the inside linebacker, Todd Collins.
Well, that's as good as a running game. That's a little short pass, a safe pass, but we've seen Hostetler twice now to the backs throw the ball high. Haas's numbers, 2 interceptions.
Bledsoe picked off 3 times. He's thrown for 2. Bledsoe 17 of 41, 266 yards. Pick up a 5 and a 2nd down and 5 with just under 8 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. It's Williams, and he is able to run for a first down. He broke a couple of tackles along the way.
Well, that was an outstanding run, and that was all Harvey Williams. Because, first of all, he should have been tackled in the backfield. Here comes Harvey Williams. Watch this continuous effort. Right here, Tim Goad misses. He gets his hand on. There's another miss. Watch this. He gets his hand down. Reese Hurst comes in and tries to block him down, which you can't do. You better wrap your arms around him. And he picks up, what, 14 yards on the play? Nice run.
Art Shell was telling us last night that he wants to give Harvey Williams more opportunities to run. 13 carries, 49 yards. Play action, and Hostetler taken down. Maurice Hurst did not go for the fake, and Hostetler is shaken up. Now this is a guy who has been hounded his last couple of years. That's the first sack of the day on Hostetler, and he is tough. He was able to get up, but you know that he is hurting.
He is awfully mad, but let me tell you something. You know what happens? It's a corner blitz, and they don't have enough people again. And he doesn't see him. Here comes Hurst is out here. He's going to sneak in and come. And what happens when Hostetler goes back, he's looking this way. Does not see him. Here he comes. Never sees him. They have enough people to pick him up, but nobody touches Maurice Hurst.
It's a loss of 8 and a 2nd and 18 at the 30. Hostetler again facing pressure. Flag thrown. Hostetler is taken down at the 38-yard line by the nose tackle Tim Goad.
And it's Mike Jones, I think 96 is held by Gerald Perry, number 71. And I mean, he almost takes him down. He turns him around into a 360, and it's right in front of the referee. You can't miss this one. Gerald Perry, number 71, is the man they're going to call.
Holding by the offense, number 71. 10-yard penalty.
I mean, it was almost a takedown. He is the left tackle. All right, he is right here, but watch this. When they come inside, watch what he does. It's really almost a takedown. Here he goes. No, I'm sorry, he grabbed the linebacker. Here it comes. Watch this. He turns around. It's a 360. You can't do that, folks.
And for the Raiders, that's 11 penalties, costing them 70 yards. New England assessed only 5. 2nd and 28 to go from the 20. That's Rathman in motion. And Williams follows his blocker. Short gain. Mike Pitts, number 93, made the stop. We come up on 6 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter.
Marv, did you see Tim Brown? He was just yelling and pointing at the bench after that play like, what are you calling? I mean, he was just visibly upset. Tim Brown on the play. Here he comes. So watch this here. Now, here he is blocking. But watch this when he turns around. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's 2nd and 20, and we're running the football.
Well, Tim, out of the offense here today, only 2 catches. 3rd down and 23. Short range. Hostetler finding Glover, and way short of the 1st down. McGinnis on the stop, and a penalty marker thrown again.
Personal foul. That's 1st down. Well, they put him back in a penalty. Now you got a personal foul, roughing the passer. This thing has gotten ugly.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer by the defense, number 55. Blow to the head. 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
Well, it's Willie McGinnis. And here it is. The throw is made. Roughing the pass. Oh, he hit him right in the head. He hit him in the head with his arm. That's, yeah. Hostetler made the call. If he'd had a flag, he'd have thrown it himself.
Jeff Hostetler telling us that he never received a roughing the passer all last season.
He's got one. Ask and ye shall receive.
So a 1st down at the Patriot 48-yard line as we approach 5 minutes to go in the 4th. Raiders up 21-17. Harvey Williams brings to the 45. The inside linebacker Vincent Brown making the tackle. We'd like to welcome those of you around the country joining us. Marv Albert, Paul McGuire from Foxborough Stadium with 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. Raiders 21 and the Patriots 17. Patriots gunning for a record of 4-2, looking to move atop the AFC East along with Miami and Buffalo. Here's Hostetler throwing, and it's picked off by Hurst. The pass intended for Glover. Maurice Hurst with his 3rd interception of the season. Bledsoe picked off 3 times today, and Hostetler now picked off for a 3rd time. Now we'd like to welcome those of you who have been watching San Diego and Kansas City. The San Diego Chargers making it a record of 5-0 with a 20-6 victory over the Kansas City Chiefs. So the Chargers going 5-0 for the first time since 1961. Marv Albert and Paul McGuire, as you can see, 4:23 to go in this 4th quarter. The LA Raiders come in at 1 up and 3 down with a 4-point lead on the New England Patriots. And Bledsoe incomplete. The pass intended for Vincent Brisby.
It would be very hard-pressed to try to tell these people who are joining us about how this game has progressed. This has been ugly at times. I mean, really has been ugly. Neither team has a running game, have not been able to run the ball. Give you just one quick example. The Patriots were down on the goal line, 1st and goal at the 3.5-yard line. Tried 3 times to run the ball and then fumbled. Did not get the ball, could not get it across the goal line running the ball.
Host of penalties called, 11 in all against the Raiders. 2nd and 10. And again, Bledsoe facing the rush, has it knocked away. We've seen 3 interceptions by Terry McDaniels, running 1 in for a touchdown. Bledsoe, 18 of 43, 269 yards, got off very poorly, and then came on in the 2nd quarter. He's thrown for 2. He's been intercepted 3 times. It's a 3rd down and 10.
And we saw
the 17.
Excuse me. And we saw that time the 2 linebackers were in his face. That's one of the things the Raiders have been doing most of the afternoon, are sending at least 1 linebacker.
Bledsoe going in the middle, the diving catch by Ben Coates. So the tight end Coates comes up with his 8th reception for 110 yards. He has 43 for the season, leading the AFC.
And I think Eddie Anderson here he just throws the guy on the ground, and that's Fredrickson. He throws him on the ground, and Eddie Anderson comes up and makes a pop. That's a legal hit to try to save him from getting the 1st down. They don't have the 1st down. They're going to be, well, it looks like from here almost a yard short.
Short.
Not a yard, but short. Now, 3:56. The clock will be running. They're going to go for it. And just think about something, folks. They haven't been able to run the ball all day long.
Bill Parcells in the early going. Trying with Marion Butts, but again, he not able to get anything going. Leroy Thompson got the call. But again, both teams ineffective on the ground. It's 4th and about a half yard as they line up tight, and Bledsoe off the surge. And the question is, where will they spot him?
He did not.
Raiders try to take the ball away.
Baker was pulling his leg back, but you know the question, he only needed about 10 inches. It's a very nice mark.
And again, they call for the yardstick. We're down to 3:45 remaining in this 4th quarter. 28 attempts on the ground for the Patriots, only 50 yards. And it is a New England 1st down.
Well, twice we've seen on short yardage New England that they went to the quarterback instead of handing the ball off to the backs.
Patriots 1st down from their 27. The Raiders 23 carries, 83 yards. Deep drop by Bledsoe. And the pass incomplete. Intended for Ben Coates.
Well, Baker, number 54, was all over Coates, and that's why all the people are booing. Now, remember, you can check within the 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. Here he comes. Here's Coates in the middle. Baker's there. Got his arm on him. Now he gets Winston Moss just drills him in the head as he comes through. And that's, the people are seeing it on the board here. And Bledsoe is beside himself.
It'll be a 2nd down and 10 at the 27. Bledsoe trying the middle, and it is broken up. The pass intended for Brisby, who is well covered by Albert Lewis. That sets up a 3rd and 10 at the 27-yard line. We'd like to welcome those of you who have been watching Denver and Seattle, and the Broncos win their first of the season as they defeat the Seahawks 16-9. Marv Albert with Paul McGuire from Foxborough. 3.5 to go in the 4th. Raiders 21 and the Patriots 17. 3rd down and 10 for Bledsoe. He couldn't find anyone, and he is taken down. Second sack of the day for the Raiders, both for Anthony Smith, who came into today's game with only 1 for the season.
And Anthony Smith told us last night, I'm going back to my old techniques. My new stuff isn't working. My old stuff used to work. I was getting a lot of sacks, and I will get sacks tomorrow. Well, he got 2 so far.
So Pat O'Neill punting from his 10. Tim Brown on the fair catch. Out of the 43-yard line, a 36-yard punt. We'll be back in Foxborough in a moment. A reminder tonight here on NBC, Tom Berenger starring in the network television premiere of Shattered. Tom Berenger, of course, starred in Major League and Platoon, and tonight in Shattered, an action thriller with a surprise ending. That's Shattered tonight at 9, 8 Central, right here on NBC. If you enjoyed Basic Instinct, you will enjoy Shattered. Right now, Patriot fans' spirits are shattered, although still quite a bit of time remaining. 3:14 to go, but the Patriots, a revitalized franchise. They have come a long way in the last couple of years, but trailing the Raiders 21-17. Harvey Williams with a short pickup. Mike Pitts, Todd Collins combined to make the stop. It'll be a 2nd down. 2nd and 8 at the 46. And now Bill Parcells calls for time. Bill Parcells taking over the head coaching job here last season. Went through some rough times at the start, but finished at 5 up and 11 down following some very difficult years. 1-15, 6-10, 2-14. Last year they were 1 up and 11 down at one point, but Paul, they won their last 4, fueling much optimism for this season. They finally got new ownership. The president, chief executive officer right there, Bob Kraft, who, as we mentioned earlier in our telecast, at times you get the idea he could run for mayor of Boston. He was greeted by a thunderous reception prior to the game, and he was going through the crowd shaking hands.
He really did. You know, you got to be willing to do things like that. But Kevin Turner is the guy to put it in the right perspective. He's just said, you know, when you take a look at our football team, before we used to be able to come to a 4 o'clock game, about 2:30, just drive right on up, come on in. He said, now we came over here like a 1:45, and we had a delay of about 20 minutes. So these people are really behind the Patriots.
2nd down and 8 at the 46-yard line with 3:09 remaining in the 4th quarter. Williams, who has run well in the second half, stopped by the nose tackle Tim Goad, along with strong safety Harlan Barnett. It'll be a 3rd down and 5, and the Patriots call for time once again.
They have 1 more left, and the Raiders have 1. But that running game, folks, that just have joined us, that's the kind of running game that we've seen this entire football game. It has been absolutely nothing for either team. I think what was the longest run is a 9-yard run.
And that by Kevin Turner. Earlier, the longest run by the quarterback, Drew Bledsoe, for 7. Well, the Raiders 25 carries, 88 yards on the ground. And look at New England, 28 for 50 yards. Harvey Williams with 65 of the 88 yards on the ground for the Raiders.
You know, it's interesting, and when the Patriots were ahead at one time in this ball game, they are down now 21-17, but when they were ahead and they ran the ball a couple of times, they got booed. They wanted Bledsoe to throw it.
And this crowd getting behind the Patriots defense. They're standing and cheering. 3rd down and 5 at midfield. Hostetler off the roll. Hostetler throwing downfield, and it's broken up. The coverage by Maurice Hurst. Alexander Wright the intended receiver, so it brings up a 4th and 5, and the punting unit will check in.
Marv, I want you to look at this section of the field. All the receivers are in one area. If I can get this thing cleared. All right. Here they come. Look at all the receivers. Now, this is not a rollout. He goes out on his own. Hostetler. Hold it. Stop it right there. Take a look. Here's a receiver. Right here. There's one here. And there's one right here. And my pen's broken again. But these guys are all in one area.
Fifth punt of the day for Gossett. Ray Crittenden is back. That is 10. Crittenden breaking tackles and taken down at the 18-yard line. A 40-yard punt and an 8-yard return. Rob Fredrickson, the rookie from Michigan State, made the stop, and with 2 minutes and 43 seconds remaining and 1 timeout to go, the Patriots back to the offense, trailing 21-17.
And this team really, I mean, it's the second year, they really believe in this guy. They believe that Bledsoe can get it done.
Drew Bledsoe coming off the excellent game against Green Bay, named the AFC Offensive Player of the Week, got off to the poor start here today and then came on. But not one of his better all-around games. 19 for 46, 280 yards, 2 touchdowns, picked off 3 times by Terry McDaniel. Bledsoe to throw on first down. He has the running back, Leroy Thompson. He was stopped by the outside linebacker, Winston Moss. It'll be a 2nd down and 3. Patriots in the hurry-up. Bledsoe stepping up. And went sideline, and that was a dangerous pass intended for Brisbane.
Lionel Washington was playing Brisbane on the outside. If that ball would have been, if Lionel Washington could have gotten around the other side, this could have been intercepted for a touchdown. Here is a dangerous pass across the field. Look at Washington's there. There was no chance for the ball for either one of them.
Lionel Washington operating as the nickel back. Albert Lewis inserted into the starting lineup. A couple of changes by the Raiders today. Lewis starting at right corner, and the rookie Rob Fredrickson starting at outside linebacker for Aaron Wallace. Bledsoe got the time and whips it. Vincent Brisbane with the first down and more, just intent on holding on to the ball at midfield. That's good for 24 yards as we come up on the 2-minute warning. So that will provide a timeout. When we come back, first down at the 50 for New England. We are down to 2 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. The Raiders have come from behind. They were trailing 17-7. Touchdown pass from Hostetler. And then a 3-yard touchdown run by Hostetler. But the Patriots starting out at the 50-yard line. Ben Coates on the reception, just a short pickup. And for Coates, his 9th catch for 112 yards. An advance of 5. It'll be a 2nd down and 5 down at the 45-yard line. A sideline pattern, but short of the first down. Leroy Thompson was kept away from the marker, and he comes up short. The tackle made by Mike Jones.
So one of the things that happens when you're in a 6 defensive back setup, in the middle of the field becomes open. They give you the middle so that you can keep the clock moving.
Leroy Thompson has the first down, and the clock is moving. We're down to 1:15 remaining in this 4th quarter, and the Raiders are up by 4 points. Patriots using their final timeout. Well, following the game, it'll be Unsolved Mysteries. That's coming up right here on NBC, followed by Sequest, and then the network television premiere of Shattered. Viewers on the West Coast will see these shows at their regularly scheduled times. That'll be following the Patriots and the Raiders. Drew Bledsoe now 23 of 51, 321 yards, another 300-plus day for the second-year quarterback out of Washington State. He's thrown 2 touchdowns, but has been intercepted 3 times. All 3 picks by the left corner, Terry McDaniel.
But Parcells telling us that they'll remember you for the games that you win at the end of the game that get you to the playoffs. And this is one of those games. You can have all the stats you want, and they'll throw away all the interceptions, not on your stat sheet, but the people will forget about him if he comes along and wins the football game. But they need a touchdown.
Minute 14 remaining in the fourth quarter. And Bledsoe throwing deep. Pass intended for Ray Crittenden, double covered by Terry McDaniel and Eddie Anderson.
You know, Marv, what happens, I mentioned this before, when you run 6 defensive backs and you're in kind of a prevent defense, the middle of the field becomes open, especially now, because here they want to force you to throw the ball in the middle of the field so that you can't get out of bounds and stop the clock. The Patriots have no more timeouts. They would love for you to throw the ball in the middle.
2nd and 10 down at the Raider 38. Bledsoe with the sideline pass that was tipped, intended for Michael Timpson, who was covered by the extra defensive back, James Trapp.
All right, here it is, Bledsoe. But if you look down the middle of the field is open. But you got people running all in the same area, and the ball is tipped. You've got to come back and throw the ball in the middle. Even because you have a minute and 4, you have plenty of time to get downfield and throw the ball down and kill the clock.
It is a 3rd and 10. Bledsoe gets it away, and it's caught but short of the first down. Caught by Leroy Thompson, and a flag has been thrown. Mike Jones with the wraps on Leroy Thompson.
The flag is thrown in the secondary, and it's offensive pass interference. The question is now, do you want the penalty? Because it'll still be now 4th and about 7.
Pass interference by the offense, number 87. 10-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
They call Ben Coates on it now. He comes down in the middle of the field. He's coming down right here, and they call that pass interference. I mean, tell you, that is a cheap call. It is contact outside the 5 zone, but he's running downfield. He's trying to run a pattern. Come on.
And the question here is, you make it 4th and 7 or 3rd and 20, and the Raiders go for the 3rd down and 20. Back at the 48, Steve Hawkins has come in as the extra wide receiver, and Bledsoe fires it.
Now what happened that time, Anthony Smith was in again and hit his arm. As he went to throw the ball, Smith hit his arm.
And that will bring up a 4th down, 4th and 20, and a very strong second half for Anthony Smith.
Oh, watch this here. Here he comes right on the right-hand side. He comes up and hits his arm and knocks the ball away. Now that penalty is a great call.
4th down and 20 with 51 seconds remaining. 4th quarter, and the Raiders leading the Patriots 21-17. So the game has come down to this play, and Bledsoe almost intercepted. James Trapp could not make the catch.
If he makes the catch, he walks to the end zone. Bledsoe had the heat on him. I mean, they were coming. He had to throw the ball away, and James Trapp, I mean, he just dropped the ball.
This is a guy with world-class speed, and he was thinking of the race to the end zone.
You look at this. Bledsoe has to get rid of the ball. Look at Trapp. He's all by himself out there, and he's still hit him right in the shoulder pads.
James Trapp, a member of the 1992 United States Olympic team, as an alternate in the 400-meter relay. However, the Raiders take over with 46 seconds remaining. We talked with the Raider coaches last night about the fact whether they consider this a desperation game. They didn't want to use the word desperation. They said certainly a sense of urgency has come about, but the Los Angeles Raiders, with a very strong performance to win on the road against a team that had won 3 straight, and the Raiders will go to a record of 2-3 while the Patriots drop to 3 up and 3 down. So that will do it. And Art Shell certainly feeling better about things as he heads back to the West Coast. The Raiders have Miami next week in Miami, while next Sunday the Patriots will play the Jets at Giant Stadium in the New Jersey Meadowlands. So Bledsoe finishes 23 of 55, 321 yards, 3 interceptions. Hostetler 17 of 31, 250 yards, picked off 3 times. And the employee owners of Avis salute the game's MVP on the subject of interceptions. Terry McDaniel, the Raiders' outstanding left corner, with 3 interceptions. And he has won today's We Try Harder Award. Avis, the official rental company of the NFL. Final again, Raiders 21 and the Patriots 17. Marv Albert with Paul McGuire saying so long from Foxborough. In just a moment, Greg Gumbel.
Thank you for your... Patriots Game Day, the 5th quarter, is brought to you by your New England Ford dealers and by Shawmut Bank, the bank more professional sports teams in New England choose as their bank.
All right, welcome everybody to the Patriots interview room following today's game against the LA Raiders. Steve Nelson along with Bob Lobel, and I know many of you might be waiting for Unsolved Mysteries, but this is the first chapter in Unsolved Mysteries, and we'll hope to hear from Bill Parcells in a couple of minutes in his live press conference about some of the answers to today's Unsolved Mystery. Nellie, my first question before we take a look at some of the highlights, if we have a chance before Parcells comes in, what did the Raiders do today to make the Patriot offense well, render ineffective and basically scoreless in the second half?
Well, what we saw today, Bob, was the inability for the Patriots to run the football, first of all, and really relied too much on Bledsoe. The Raiders came up with a couple coverages today that they doubled up on Coates, and the plays that the Patriots have been making in the weeks past, you know, wide receivers making catches, and Turner and Thompson coming out of the backfield making catches, were drop balls today. They had a couple touchdowns on combination patterns to the backs, and that was big plays, but when a guy like Bledsoe throws 3 interceptions and you can't run the football, you're not going to have a very good day.
You know, everybody said, well, Parcells doesn't care about a running game, but on the other hand, you made the very good point that when Bledsoe's not having his best day or they're throwing defenses at him that he's not able to solve, you better have a running game, and that, as you said, is what they were lacking today.
The one thing about a running game, Bob, any type of weather is going to be consistent. Weather doesn't affect a running game, and we're going to find weather later on in the year here. But today was a perfect example. If you cannot run the football in the National Football League and you rely too much on a quarterback, you're going to have problems.
Okay, well, Steve, Bill Parcells is coming in the room. Steve Manning, our photographer, will slide over and try to catch him coming in, and we'll get set to go with Bill Parcells' live press conference following today's loss 21-17 to the Raiders.
We had our chances today. I got to give the Raiders credit. They played pretty well. The game was very close, of course, back and forth. Same things happening on both sides. You know, turnovers on both teams, too many of them. You know, we had quite a few penalties today that wound up hurting us down the stretch and led to some things for them. But generally speaking, this game could have gone either way, but they played a little bit better under pressure than we did, and it went that way. So we just have to kind of understand what happened, why it happened, and see if we can't come back next week ready to play. Questions?
Were they throwing any different defenses at Drew than that other teams had?
No, they just have very, very good defensive players. And we had some problems, particularly early. You know, they gave us a hard time.
So what do you think of the way your former quarterback played?
I thought he played pretty well. You know, I mean, it wasn't perfect, but I thought he played pretty well. He got that good 2-minute drive for him at the half there.
Bill, did you see the Turner's play there at the goal line? Could you just get any perspective on that at all, whether he had the ball?
Initially, I thought the ground, but they assured me that the ball was loose there. I don't know what happened, really. I'll have to look at it from the end zone.
Well, the sequence leading to that, though, to have the ball first and goal at the 6 and to have to take so many cracks at it and not get it in, it's got to be incredibly frustrating right now in this running game.
Well, you know, we only got 3 plays that counted on that you know, so, yeah, it's frustrating, but the fumble, you know, is what bothers me. The turnover is what cost us the points.
Given how well your offensive line protected Drew against the Packers, were you surprised that the Raiders were able to put that much pressure on Drew?
No, they got a pretty good pass rush. You know, they hit him pretty good, and you know, but you don't go through a season playing perfect protection football in this league. So, you know, their quarterback got hit hard a couple of times too.
Second quarter seemed to hurt you more than it appeared at the end. You had the ball for 12 minutes, and they score in the last minute to cut it to 3 points at that point. I mean,
Yeah.
it looked like you should have done more of that. I mean, was your sense you should have done more that quarter?
Well, sure. You hate to give up a 2-minute drive, but we did. You know, but we had our chances after that.
Phil, the running game is at least 50-50, the line and the running backs. What concerns you the most at this point of that equation?
Nothing's really changed. I still have the same concerns. I mean, as I said, I know what we have here as a team, and I know where we are. We're trying to improve it, and we got a lot of football left, and that's what we'll try to do, improve the team. And that's all we can do. We got to get ready to play next week. We can't, you know, start talking about the problems. We got to find solutions for some of the things that are bothering us. But, you know, we just didn't play as smart as I would have liked to today, and we're a little careless, and we had some penalties that hurt us very badly. And, of course, we had some turnovers that hurt us very badly. And usually when you have those two things, you don't do well. The only thing that kept the game close was that they did the same thing, pretty much. So it was the kind of same game on both sides.
Can you assess Drew's performance, though?
Well, I'm not. Let me look at the film, and we'll see, you know, what we have here. It's, you know, we can do better than what we did everywhere, but I'm not going to, you know, I know what happened on a couple of these throws, and, you know, I'm not ready to say it's his fault.
He didn't have one of his stellar games. I mean, we're accustomed to that, maybe. And
well, you know, the Raiders had something to do with that, maybe.
Were your team's penalties the result of what the Raiders can do to intimidate a team? That they get
I don't know. I didn't
basically?
see any sign of that out there today, did you?
Did they get? It seemed a few times, a couple of shots here and there, that the kind of reactions might have been caught later on.
But we didn't have any of those kind of penalties. So if you're saying what I think you're saying, then you're wrong. Okay. The penalties were in the execution of defenses, illegal contacts, that kind of thing, offensive pass interference we had there late in the game, that kind of thing. I didn't see any personal fouls on our team, did you? One, on the tackle, Corwin Brown tackled a guy out of bounds. That unnecessary roughness, that's right.
how much is it a case of, you know, as a young team developing, you're going to take a couple steps forward, and you're going to take a step back now?
Well, I don't know that. But, you know, we'll see where we are. We'll see how we respond.
Are you happy with anything today?
Well, it's hard to be happy when you don't win in this league. I mean, I think they're hustling. They're trying to, you know, they're trying to do what I ask. So we just have to get to work and try to do better next week. That's all.
McGinnis's play there near the end, was that...
Pardon me?
McGinnis play near the end with the head, was that something inadvertent, or was that not a very bright play?
Well, I don't know exactly what he did. He said he put his hands up and tried not to run into the guy, but we'll see, you know, what he did. If he didn't do that, then it wasn't a very bright play. But fortunately, we got bailed out on that because we got a turnover.
Other than Skane, how did you make out physically this afternoon?
I don't know. I think okay.
Bill, as great as Coach played today, was the offense a little more one-dimensional than what you'd normally like?
Well, it has been a little one-dimensional, but, you know, we have to move the ball the way we have to move the ball. You know, I'm not going to worry about moving it the way someone else wants to. You know, we have a hard time doing some things, and we do it better when we do other things. So, you know, as I said, there's a lot of football left. We've got 10 games to play. There's a good chance that the team can improve and do some things better, and that's what we'll try to do.
Did you have any particular really bad feeling when Turner fumbled that ball, or did you just figure one of those things and we'll come back?
Yeah, it's disconcerting, but you know, you can't take a single play and say we had opportunities after that to do something.
How about when Coates took 2 hits, clearly 5 yards down the line of scrimmage, and that didn't get called?
Well, you know, I'm not going to say anything about the officiating. It's a tough game to officiate. It's not without human error. There's things that happen on both sides. So, you know, you just got to play and go back next week and try to do better. That's what we'll try to do.
You know, you don't like the mistakes. You seem to be very pleased with the
I'm not
effort.
pleased. You know, I'm just not into
effort.
this euphoria or disaster like everyone else is. You know, I understand there's some middle ground.
Wish you would make a comment on that play where Hurst smacked Hostetler in the back at the end of the first half, and the official said there was forward motion, and replay seemed to indicate the only forward motion came after Hurst clobbered him.
That's the way it goes, you know. As I said, I don't know about that, and I won't comment on it. The officials have a difficult job to do, and I'm not talking about them. Anything else? Okay. I'll be available tomorrow, 11 o'clock.
All right, so we've heard from Bill Parcells following today's 21-17 loss to the L.A. Raiders. And what stands out at the end, Nelly, you did not want to talk about the officials, but I know you do, and when we come back, I'll give you a chance. So hang in there. We'll be back with more of the 5th quarter.
Second and goal, past the 7, let's go, looking in, throw.
All right, back live to the Patriots interview room following today's 21-17 loss to the LA Raiders. Drew Bledsoe is up next, and here is the quarterback.
Drew, in the first half, you seemed to throw a few more balls sort of away than you would ordinarily do. Were they just doing things defensively that other teams hadn't been able to do against you guys earlier?
They came up. They played us a lot of man coverage, and then mixed in a little bit of zone, and they were able to cover us probably a little bit tighter than teams have in the past.
Ben Coates was opening well for you in the first half. If you comment on that first, and then what did they do in the second half? Because he seemed to disappear.
He was still open on a few plays in the second half. You know, he's always going to find a way to get open. We're going to scheme things so that we can get him the ball, but you know, they were trying to take him away as much as they could.
Drew, did you feel their upfront pressure took you out of your rhythm early on?
I don't know. I don't think so. You know, they got some pressure a few times during the game, but I don't think it got to me necessarily as far as taking me out of my rhythm. You know, I think I was still able to get back and get set and get ready to throw when the pressure wasn't there. So I don't think that was it.
Tell us what happened on the interception that was returned, the touchdown.
Well, we were just bringing Mike across and running him on a quick little out route, trying and get the ball out of their territory a little bit. Just a real quick pass, going to drop back and stick it out to him in the flat, and got a little pressure up the middle somehow and didn't get enough on the ball as I threw it out there. I just kind of floated it out there, as I'm sure you could see, and it allowed what's his name, McDaniel, I think it was, to catch it. So
was that your center kind of getting his feet?
I don't know what it was. It was just a poor throw. You know, it was just a poor throw. Didn't throw it hard enough or quick enough to get it there.
Through the Patriots' problems with the run, again put pressure on the passing game. How much did the run problems contribute to the loss today?
I thought we ran the ball better today than we have. You know, I don't know what the stats say or whatever, but we were able to be somewhat effective with the run in certain spots. But you know, there again, if you got to throw it, you got to throw it, and you got to be able to do it consistently enough to win a ball game. You know, we obviously haven't been a dominating running team by any stretch of the imagination yet, but you know, we know that coming in, and I know that coming in, and when you get in a game where you have to throw the ball, you got to be more successful than we were today.
Was this a sobering game at all for you?
Yeah, it probably will have that effect on the team a little bit. You know, I think you know, you come in each week and you know, you've been winning and everything's going great and so on. But you realize, you know, after a game like this, that the difference between winning and losing is so small. You know, one play here and one play there. Fortunately, the past few weeks, the plays have gone our way, but today they didn't. Good.
They tipped a lot of balls, Drew. Was there anything about that? I mean, it seemed like.
Oh, they just did a good job of, you know, if they weren't getting pressure, they did a good job of getting their hands up and disrupting the passing lanes. You know, they just did a good job with that. They got some tall guys over there that were able to get their arms up and bat a few down.
Can you talk about the last drive?
Last drive. Well, what I can remember, I can only remember the last few plays. I think we got the little completion to Leroy, got the penalty, and then had to pick up the third and real long, and then the fourth and real long. And they were able to, you know, when you got third and 20 or whatever it was that we had. That's a difficult situation because you got to sit back there and hold the ball for a while and allow your receivers to get downfield. And they were able to get in there and get a little pressure.
Drew, is this one of those games where you look back, it's just more mistakes than the Raiders?
Definitely. You know, we both teams made a lot of mistakes. You know, they didn't play a game without mistakes either. But you know, you look back and we've got you know, a lot of mistakes. The turnovers being obviously the biggest thing. You know, the 3 interception ones one goes back for 6, the other one stops us, you know, takes points off the board. The other one they scored, I think, after they, you know, so you know, so the turnovers, and you know, coaches expressed to us since the beginning of training camp that turnovers are going to be the difference in any ball game you play in. You know, the team with the most turnovers very rarely comes out on top.
Do you think Kevin had screwed it down there on the goal line?
Oh yeah, I couldn't really see it. I thought he had. You know, then you look at the replay and it looks like he pokes the ball out over the goal line. Whatever. You know, that was just an unfortunate play. You know, Kevin was down about it, I think, but he just made a great effort there to try and stick the ball over the goal line and got it knocked out. So.
He lost it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what I saw in the replay, and it looked like the ground caused the fumble. I mean, you know, but can't second guess it after it's over.
Supposedly, if you're learning something coming away from every game, regardless of the sport, you want to take a stab at what you might have learned?
Took us some reporters, answer their questions. Break here in the 5th quarter, so hang in there. We'll be right back with more from the Patriots interview room.
I think there were a couple plays maybe where I wasn't seeing the whole field good enough, something like that.
Hi, it was Steve Nelson, Bob Lobel with offensive lineman Todd Rucci, who came in today after Doug Skeen went down, and he's going to be down for a while. He had torn ligaments in his left knee, so you had a chance to play today. But let me ask you this, and Nellie's going to be right here, and all this talk about the running game versus the backs versus the line. What's your assessment of what's gone wrong with the running game?
Yeah, the running game's just, you know, been harnessed right now. It's something we got to get going, and to have a successful offense, you know, we got to have the balance between the running game and the passing game. You know, we haven't been able to go out there and establish a consistent running game, you know, quarter in, you know, starting in first half and then up. So it's something we got to work on. It's something, you know, we really haven't been able to really get done so far this season. And we're going to have to pretty much concentrate on that and get that going, because we can't expect Drew to, you know, stay in that pocket week in and week out and thrill like he has been, and, you know, staying in there and taking the shots. So we'll see what happens.
Todd, what did you ever expect as an offensive line, as a group, that you'd be throwing the ball close to 50 times a week in week 5 of the season?
No. You know, we like to think we can go out there and just, you know, run all day and, you know, throw when we have to. But, you know, we have someone back there, a threat like Drew, you got to use him and, you know, use his talents. And but not to the point to how we're using him right now. He shouldn't be out there doing what he's doing, and, you know, so we got to step that up as a line, as, you know, there's a whole offensive unit to go out there and improve and get the ball rolling on the ground. So.
All right, Skeen goes down. No one likes to get an opportunity because of an injury to a teammate, but that looks just about exactly like what you have in front of you now.
Yeah, it's terrible for Doug, you know, to see him go down, and I don't know, I'm hoping, you know, whether it's going to be a long, you know, recovery or whatever, but, you know, it's something I got to do, and, you know, I prepare for every week, and week in and week out I go in preparing like I'm going to play. So yeah, it's my chance to get in there and step it up. You know, it's something you don't want to do or, you know, have it, but, you know, you got to take it when you can.
Listen, I know Parcells has done a great job. He's protected the franchise, and that's Bledsoe. You guys have done an outstanding job, at least offensive line-wise, in pass protection. Nobody's arguing that. So you say you got to step it up as a running game and run blocking, but how do you actually do that? Because you guys have known you've had to do that for the last 3 weeks.
Right. It's just something we got to, get going. In practice we establish it, knowing, getting it done, and come out in the game day, we going into the game thinking we're going to run the ball, and so far we just haven't been able to do it. And we're having to fall back and relying on passing the ball throughout the game. And to win a big game, we can't expect to be doing that. That's something defensively that they can hone in on, and we got to be able to come back with a run and push it up the middle.
All right, Todd, thanks a lot for being with us, and good luck as we go from here. Appreciate it. Todd Rucci. All right, Nellie, we didn't get a chance to talk about the officials, but I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to give you a shot here.
Okay, good. I'm ready for it, Bob.
You're going to take a shot.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll be right back. Number 57 will speak in a moment. We got a couple minutes left here to wrap this up. The Patriots lose 21-17. All right, Steve. You and I talked about the officiating off the air before. Parcells wouldn't talk about it on the air, but here's your chance on the air.
Well, I can't get fined, Bob. Just kind of an overview of the game. First of all, offensively, 3 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown, and you fumble the ball on the goal line. That's not good enough to get it done. I thought defensively they came out and played the first half really strong. The Raiders coming into the game had the highest percentage of picking up 3rd and 4th down conversions. Well, they were 0 for 5 in the first half. The defense played pretty well. They played well enough to win. Special teams, I thought, got outplayed by the Raiders. And then there's a kind of area of intangibles, and I think officiating is an intangible. And there was 4 plays that I saw which were bad calls. Crooms on the or Corwin Brown on the push out of bounds. That wasn't roughing it. They called Ben Coates for an offensive interference down the field. That wasn't even close. And then he's running a drag pattern across the middle. He gets Winston Moss, gives him an elbow in the chin, no call. The 4th one was Kevin Turner's, and the biggest one was Kevin Turner's touchdown. He had possession of the ball when the ball crossed the plane on the goal line. That's a touchdown. They had the side judges right there, perfect view. That's just not good enough to get it done. These guys, remember, a week ago were threatening to strike because they weren't getting paid enough money. Well, certainly they didn't earn the money today.
Oh, spoken like a player. Past,
and they can't find me either.
And they can't find you either, past and present. But, all right, that's pretty candid, and that's exactly what we're asking for and looking for. The Patriots just didn't get it done today. They did have their opportunities, but so did the Raiders. The Raiders had a bye week, and in the 30 seconds, I think that bye week really helps because they obviously prepared very well for this game.
It's a big plus, but remember now, we're 3-3. Miami got beat by Buffalo. We're only a game behind in our division. We've got the Jets next week, which is going to be a super big game for us because we got a bye week the following week. So we're still in great shape. Although it was very disappointing the way we lost today, this team's won 3 out of 4.
All right, Nellie, good job. Thank you very much from the Patriots interview room. It's the 5th quarter. Don't forget tonight at 11:35, following the 11 o'clock news here on WBZ TV4. It'll be a sports final. And a good one we have planned tonight. I mean, we're talking BC Notre Dame. We're talking the Patriots as well. So we'll see you then at 11:35. For Steve Nelson, I'm Bob Lobel. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you a little later tonight.
Patriots Game Day, the 5th quarter, has been brought to you by your New England Ford dealers and by Shawmut Bank, the bank more professional sports teams in New England choose as their bank.